And we're live on Jam TV, show number 64. Welcome to Jam TV, show number 64. I was born in 1964. Has nothing to do with anything. Numerology, I guess. So are we normal now? Are we normal? Are we normal? I don't know. 3 weeks ago, I was like, no, it's too early. We can't do it. Now I'm booking gigs. Like the summer's happening. I'm booking my travel. Tickets are $800. It's craziness going on out there. And everybody's back. And nobody's wearing a mask except at Walmart. Everybody's wearing a mask at Walmart. Thank God. So anyway, so how you guys doing?
Great.
They're wearing masks at Walmart. Like, you know, all these
Walmart.
famous video clips of people at Walmart who are barely wearing any clothes, but they're wearing masks.
You know what? Because they know they're filthy virus infected people. They know it at Walmart. No, I don't know. Everywhere else, like I've had last week, I had the gig that we missed you live on Bill Nolan on Jam TV last week because we had the girls that went way over your set, and then it got kind of weird. And then you were in New York.
Yeah,
but
I had to pick up my daughter.
I'm looking out at the crowd, and it's like, I don't know, 200, 300 people there in the park in Fairfield, and 4 masks out of, like one day before. They're like, oh, by the way, you don't have to wear a mask anymore. We're like, fine, done. I'm not wearing them ever again.
I feel like Trader Joe's is running like sort of a woke shaming thing, because I go there and they're still, they're still like unmasked. And then I went to ShopRite, my favorite ShopRite, where I love the music. Like I wish it were a radio channel. I would go there anytime. I go in there. I was literally the only person without a mask. Like, normally it's like you and you see another person. I didn't see anybody else, and it's like, that aspect of it is over. I got the vaccine. It's over. It's like like when they tell me to put them back on, I'll put them back on. But it's like right now I don't have to, and I love it. I love
weird. It's so weird. Meanwhile, I go to get my hair cut. Look, I got short hair now.
All right.
I go get my hair cut, and and I'm in there, and they're like treating me like I'm getting a colonoscopy. Like they're like, mask, a double mask, and they escort me over and don't touch anything, and they cut my ponytail off and put it in a bag. It was like, holy moly, yeah. And
is that just a clever segue to get me talking about my colonoscopy again? Like,
there it is. Yeah, no, I couldn't let you one up me.
Like 2 weeks ago. Like
I couldn't let you one up me. So
there's something to look forward to. I'll tell you that right now.
They did cut something off the back, so in a sense, it's the same thing.
As the barber said, as our barber said in Old Greenwich, Connecticut, when I was growing up, there were 2 barbers in Old Greenwich. Go figure that. And both of them, the barbers' names were Frank and Lou in both of them. So it's like you had to say like Frank and Lou from the one that's next to the dot, like not or whatever. But they always had that funny sign when long hair started going into favor, and it said, "Keep it long, but let us shape it for you."
Creative. I love it. Keep it long, but let us shape it for you. I like that.
At the place I went to cut my hair, there was a sign, so they had this beautiful sign that was manufactured for hundreds of dollars that has silver lettering and a frame and the whole thing, right? It's their sign that says what they charge for the different services. And at the bottom of the sign, on a piece of wrinkled paper taped on with duct tape, it says, "No back trim."
Really?
And I was like, back
That's a
trim?
bummer. I love back trim.
They're like, no, people come in and they want to take their shirt off and have them like clipper their back hair.
Oh, that's what they're talking about. Jesus, I thought that we're not gonna go near your collar of your shirt. That's what
no back trim. No, they have people that come in there and they're like,
trim. What makes them think that like the angle of approaching from the back is somehow more dangerous than being front? Like
I don't know. You gotta take your shirt off. It's like they don't want that. They're not like a back trim place.
Stay dressed while you're here.
Now I know that that's a thing. Like I didn't know that before last week.
That's scary.
My God.
Very good.
All right, so
Wow.
it's for the audience. It's assuming there's an audience. I see there's an audience. Bill Nolan. This is a dupe. This is a bait and switch. So he's the bait. He's the switch. So Nick Carter's gonna do a couple songs for us. We're gonna bring the lovely Bill Nolan back into the studio.
It's the bait and switch. You thought you were getting the mediocrity, and instead you get Nick Carter. There you
Well,
Exactly.
You're very kind. I feel that I'm in a very dangerous position. I'm standing between the audience and their chance to view Bill Nolan. I'm going to get these two songs done real quick and get out of the way.
The only thing between you and moving on to whatever you have to do is you and your back trim. That's it.
There it is.
Right.
No back trim. All right, Bill Nolan, stand by. Nick Carter, how you doing?
All right, I'm doing great. How are you, Ed? Thanks for working me in here. Glad to be here.
I'm glad we got to work you in for your dinner and all that.
Yeah,
everybody's returning to normal now. Like
yes.
people are writing me like, "Oh, I can't make the show because I'm going and barbecuing out with my friends," and I'm like, there was none of that. It was like, I'm here because I have no life, you know?
Yeah, right. No, so we're going. We're just going to a place that there no more. Well, I think I don't think masking is going to be required. We're not going to be wearing them. So.
Right.
And fortunately, we have been vaccinated. I know you have been. So
I have been.
Amazing shirt, by the way. I have to tell you that is.
Thank you very much.
That is a walking rainbow.
Crazy stuff with mushrooms and trolls.
Trolls. Like, welcome back to Woodstock.
This is another example of
I love it.
Like Facebook. They're listening. They're listening right now, and they're like, I said something like, "Oh, I'm wearing all these Hawaiian shirts." I swear, I said this to someone. I wear the Hawaiian shirts on the show, but I could use something different. And all of a sudden, every ad I got was for shirts like this.
Really?
And I just bought a whole bunch of them. And that's my 2021 fashion victim statement.
Nice. Well,
so what have you got for us? What are you doing?
Well, we got a couple here. Here's what I got. I've got one that's it's actually a rework of something called The Bridge. It's a song I wrote. And you know that I was down in Music City a few weeks ago.
I know that.
And this is an acoustic version of what I rewrote. So we'll do that at some point. We're going to kick it off with something I haven't done in a while. But it's called Tiny Dancer, right?
All right. Take it away.
Here we go. Blue jean baby, LA lady, seamstress for the band, pretty eyes, pirate smile. You married a music man, must have seen her dancing in the sand. Now she's with me, always in me, tiny dancer in my hand. Jesus freaks out in the street, handing tickets out for God. Looking back, she just laughs. The boulevard is not that bad. Piano man makes a stand in the auditorium, looking on, she sings her song, words she knows, the tune she hums. Oh, it feels so weird lying here, no one near, only you, and you can hear hear me when I say softly, slowly. Hold me closer, tiny dancer. Count the headlights on the highway. Lay me down in sheets of linen. Had a busy day today. Oh, oh, oh. Blue jean baby, LA lady, seamstress for the band, pretty eyes and a pirate smile. You married a music man. Ballerina, you must have seen her dancing in the sand. Oh, now she's with me, always with me, and tiny dancer in my hand. Oh, it feels so real, lying here, no one near, only you. You can hear me when I say softly, slowly. Hold me closer, tiny dancer. Count the headlights on the highway. Lay me down in the sheets of linen. Had a busy day today.
Very nice.
Very good. Yeah, great old song. It's one of those standards, you know. He's just the guy's. He's still timeless, this man.
But that's not easy music to play. And I learned that in college because of Yellow Brick Road. I loved Yellow Brick Road.
Yes, amazing record.
And I was in college and I was like discovering that and then I was like, wait a minute, it's not easy to play. It's like unusual music.
He does some interesting things. You're right. And I tuned this thing around. I played around with the key. I'm doing this in G open, just, you know.
Right.
G. But if you look back on the songbooks, I think it's in a different key. And the leaps, you know, that hold me closer, tiny dancer.
Right.
I want that to be, I mean, at least I want it to sound reasonably okay, right? Someone listens to it, and they say, well, Carter's not trying to be a show-off. He's just trying to honor the song. So I'm getting there. But it took a while to play around with the key signature. But you're right. It's a challenging song. It's a nice, I'm glad I know it.
Some music, I listen to it, and I'm like, how did they write this epic song that everybody in the world knows, and it's literally two chords, and it's like da 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 da, the whole song.
Amazing, I know.
I'm like, how do you own that? You know, and then there's people who really craft the songs and do unusual things, like you. You do that.
I try. I try. This is true.
So what do you got for us now? An original?
Yeah, this is original. It's called The Bridge. It's a little bit more melancholy, but I think you're a musician. I hope you find it interesting, at least, harmonically. Okay. So
all right.
We'll go for it. All
Looking
right,
forward to it.
Thank you, Ed. This is called The Bridge. It was late last night. I found the light on over our front door. Your key was in the lock. You never left it there before. Your note was on the floor. Said this time you're gone for good. Time to look for something more. Heavy rain is coming. I can feel it blowing in. Restless river rising. Levee caving in. Can't stop the flood, but maybe we can try to save the bridge between your heart and mine. I took your love for granted. I thought you'd always be there. Now I feel an open wound. It won't heal without you here. One night alone is one too many. Now the cost is clear. Heavy rain's coming. I can feel it blowing in. Restless river rising. Levee caving in. Can't stop the flood, but maybe we can try to save the bridge between your heart and mine. Waves of regret soak it in. I'll cross to your side and start again. Heavy rain's coming. Can't you feel it blowing in? Restless river rising. Levee caving in. Can't stop the flood, but maybe we can try to save the bridge between. Heavy rain's coming. Can't you feel it blowing in? Restless river rising. Love is caving in. Can't stop the flood, but maybe we can try to save the bridge between your heart and mine. Your heart and mine.
Fantastic.
Hey, thank you.
I always feel like I'm like watching a movie. Whenever I listen to your words and your lyrics and the way that you put the music together, I feel like I'm like sitting back and my imagination sees all the visuals, and it's really kind of cool.
Well, that's really great to hear from you, Ed. You're a musician. You know what you like and what you don't like, and it means a lot to hear that. This song took some reworking. You know, when I first played it a couple of years ago, just a bit more upbeat. And I just thought the words of this thing. Go back and listen to the damn thing. You wrote the damn thing. Wrap color around it that fits the mood.
Right.
So I really appreciate it.
Yeah, super good, super good.
Thank
What do
you
you think, Bill Noman?
I love it. Plus it's original, which is not what I do.
Yeah. But
So wait.
What you do is pretty special there, Bill Noman.
That's really interesting. So Bill, how many songs have you written in your immense lifetime? No, how many songs?
Like of songs, I mean, to me, to write a song, you really have to be able to play it from beginning to end. You know, it's not like snippets. It's sort of, you know.
Sure.
And I have
Yeah,
like
right.
3, and one of them, Mike Mugridge and I were talking about like sort of working it, because my problem with the song, you know, it was written a long time ago. It was written when it's one that I kind of like the song, but it doesn't really reflect who I am necessarily at this moment in time. And I was just
Sure.
wondering if getting Michael's, you know, excellent ears and immense talents involved might give it a different twist, which would be great, because it's much more sunny than I really am at this moment in time. You know, and you know, I wrote it coming back from Jamaica after having like a great trip to Jamaica, and I wrote this whole thing, and it was like, I like the changes, I like the whole thing, but it's kind of, it doesn't really reflect where I am, you know, musically, and I'm trying to turn it more into something that's more Americana, because that's really sort of,
Yeah.
I mean, as much as I love pop and as much as I love all, you know, Americana, like if I were doing something that, you know, you talk about like chords and all this stuff, you know, think about one thing about Elton John. He and Bernie Taupin never, not once, worked in the same room together.
I'm told that, right?
They, you know, before there was the internet, they were doing that. You know, it was like,
Yeah.
no,
No
it's really,
pandemic.
never once. And you know, when you talk about crafting stuff, and by the way, you know, like this is a minor segue, just because, you know, after I was inspired by hearing you do Tiny Dancer, and I was playing along with it, and that's fun, you know, and it's like
Cool.
And I was like, okay, so I'm gonna do an Elton John song. I had no intention of doing an Elton John song, but now I'm gonna do an Elton John song, and it's not, you know, it's not from like a classic period, you know, like when you were talking about like this guy's still doing it, he is indeed still doing it, and
Is he ever? Right.
you know, and even stuff, you know, he had like that one song, I'm Still Standing, which I thought was a fabulous song, and you know, I don't even know if he and Bernie wrote that. I'm not sure whether that was their song. I don't know whether that's.
I don't
mean,
know.
He indeed is still standing, and then the magnanimous gestures he made to Leon Russell to sort of bring Leon out of the gutter and bring him up, because they toured together on his first tour, and Leon was the headliner, and Elton just, I mean, if you want to like have like a little teary moment, watch the induction on the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame of Elton inducting Leon.
Oh, wow.
It's
right.
just, I mean,
I would love
and
to
they
see
did a
that.
documentary too, which I weep like a little baby when I watch this thing. It's like that and Remember the Titans.
Yeah.
Two things that I watch it, I cry. It's like it doesn't, you know.
Because Elton John was not on his ass ever. Like he lived in England, or he probably still does. He lives in England, and he was like a mile away from my dad's house in this giant compound. Like, you know, he's the richest guy we know. You know.
Yep. But in the beginning though, before he was that guy, and there was a famous troubadour gig that he had when he was touring with the three-piece.
Right.
And you know, Leon is front and center in the crowd, and you know, anybody who's a musician, if you don't like Leon Russell, I'm sorry, you might have to re-examine whether you actually are a musician or not. You know, because, you know, this is a guy who has that, you know, iconic octave, you know, kind of sound.
Right.
But he also played the piano on Strangers in the Night. You know, he took over the #1 acoustic piano seat with the Wrecking Crew in L.A. Like he bumped another guy into like electric piano, and he took over like the real piano, you know, and
Right.
it's like amazing. And Elton is that, you know, Elton's that guy. Elton's one of these guys that just you know, Tumbleweed Connection, that album, which is my favorite of Elton's, that album is basically, you know, it's a love letter to both Leon and the band, you know, like the band from Woodstock, you know.
Yeah.
It's different. It's like pre-glam, you know, it's like the pre-glam thing. But
And you know, it's a good time to be alive, because all I have to do now, like I'm driving 2 hours tomorrow in the car. I know what I'm going to listen to now. I'm going to go on Spotify and I'm going to listen to everything that Leon Russell ever worked on.
Why not?
you cannot go wrong. You cannot go. I drove to Denver from Connecticut in my '67 Bug with a little piece of crap, you know, because in those days, you know, you were lucky if you had FM, you know, and I certainly didn't have cassette player on a '67 Bug. So I'm playing like a little lap thing that ran out of batteries like every 40 minutes, you know, like it was just gone. And it had Leon's first 2 solo albums on it. And I listened to that for 32 hours.
What was it? A cassette player or 8-track?
It was cassette.
It was cassette, yeah.
You know, I mean, it was a '67 Bug, you know, it was like,
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Good stuff. Well, Nick Carter, go enjoy your dinner. What are you having?
We're just going down the hill. We're getting together with some friends at a little Italian place down here. We kind of had it on the calendar. So when I got your note today, I said, "Oh, I got to figure out how to fit this in." So I'm glad I could do it.
I'm so glad
Bill,
you worked it. We got you.
awesome.
We got you out of the house by you'll make your dinner reservation.
Oh, we'll make a dinner reservation. All great, Bill. Fabulous to hear you. I'm glad I got to hear you at the front end of this thing.
Great to see you, Nick, man. And
Good to see you, Nick.
hopefully we'll be back at Bobby Q's at some point and doing.
Yes, we will.
Yes,
It will happen. Oh, don't worry. It's all happening, but not soon. You know,
I
like
understand.
the worst time. This is more for you guys and the audience, but the summer, you don't open a jam in July, August. So my guess is we'll get this going in September. Everybody's going to go traveling. Everybody's going to go away. I was kind of counting on having a nice summer, and so meanwhile we'll be on Jam TV until then. And I'm actually booking gigs. I'm sure you guys are, finding ways to play as well.
Things are starting up for me a little bit. So, but yeah, when you get this thing going in Norwalk in September, I'll be there.
We all will. Yeah, good to see you, Nick.
Right. Good to see you guys. Stay well. Stay well. Stay safe. Bye.
There you go.
It's funny. I've had more gigs. I've been busy. Like I've had outside gigs.
Me too.
I'm working every Saturday for the next 3 weeks, and
wow,
I have a couple of other things, and it's friggin' awesome. I love it.
Me too. My phone is ringing all of a sudden. Like first of all, it wasn't ringing socially forever, but I used to get calls like, "Hey Ed, are you available on the blah blah blah?" Or now my phone, my ding, oh, it's another gig. Like I was having lunch at my favorite Brazilian churrascaria in Bridgeport after teaching, and there were a bunch of carpenters that looked like hell because they've been working on some big project renovation, whatever. They're flipping houses, whatever. And the guy turns around and it's George from the Southwind Social Club that I used to play with, and he's like, "Oh my God, Ed Trade, I was going to call you. Are you free for a gig in 2 weeks?" And I'm like, "Yes, I am." Glad I came to lunch.
Why, yes, I am.
I was discovered at a Brazilian churrascaria,
No, I mean, it's out there, and I feel really good having been vaccinated, and having COVID on top of that was kind of the cherry on top. But I feel about as immune as a man can be, and
good.
It was fun. It was funny being in ShopRite where I was the only person. It's just sort of. I had a moment which was kind of funny because I have this T-shirt, and the T-shirt, I bought it like I don't know, a year ago or something, but it just says science on it, and it has like sort of a jivey little isotopy kind of logo, but it says science. So I'm in the produce department at ShopRite, and I'm wearing this thing with no mask, and this woman comes up to me and goes like, "Huh, science, and you're not wearing a mask." And I said, "Does that seem ironic to you? Because actually I'm wearing this because I believe in science. I believe in my vaccination. I believe in the fact that, I had COVID. I believe that I'm super, plus CDC says it's okay to do it. So, whether or not so honestly, what's your point?"
Right. And you're going to get that now. You're going to get all that right now. We're going to sort of have to shake off this weirdness about the virus and the masks and the shots and all that. And eventually, not everybody's got these shots, and we're not there yet, but we're good for the moment. So,
but I think if you've had the shots, you are theoretically.
So they say.
You are protected from the people who are either lying about the vaccination or just didn't get it,
Right. I'm about to get on a plane, and I have to tell you, you have to wear a mask on a plane, but I'm going to wear two. And I might wear my motorcycle helmet and two masks,
I've been on 2 planes since this thing all happened. I think that's it, about 2 planes. And, flying has never been safer. They have new air filtration systems. They have new, micro ways of cleaning the thing. They have stewardesses cleaning the toilets in flight. The whole, it's never been cleaner. So that plus your mask, plus your vaccination, I don't consider it more dangerous. I consider that, it was like when I played gigs at the Norwalk Hospital. It's like people are like, "You're going to the belly of the beast." I'm like, "No, I'm not. like I'm going to the place where they actually believe in sterilization. They believe in things
Right.
being clean. That's not the belly of the beast. The belly of the beast is Home Depot. That's the belly of the beast.
That's for sure.
You know, it's like crazy.
That's for sure. All right, play some music for us. Guinea Pig Theater, take 2.
I've already used up all my time probably.
Now we're- yeah, thank you, Bill
I'm
Bellamy,
going to do
goodbye.
an Elton John song just because Nick inspired me.
Yeah,
And
go
this
for
again
it.
is not from a classic period of his. It's from a later period. And there's probably some Elton people that think like, well, that's not that great a song. Well, kiss my ass.
All right, take it away.
Oh, little Jeannie, you got so much love. Little Jeannie, and you take it where it strikes and give it to the likes of me. Oh, little Jeannie, she's got so much love. Little Jeannie, so I see you when I can. You make me all a man can be. And I want you to be my acrobat. Want you to be my lover. Oh, there are others who would treat you cruel. And oh, Jeannie, you were always someone's fool. Little Jeannie, you got so much time. Little Jeannie, though you've grown beyond your years, you still retain the face of youth. Oh, little Jeannie, you got so much time. Little Jeannie, but you're burning it up too fast, searching for some lasting truth. And I want you to be my acrobat. Want you to be my lover. Oh, there were others, and I know quite a few. But oh, Jeannie, I'm still in love with you. Stepped into my life like a bad dream, making the life that I had seen suddenly shiny and new. Whoa, Jeannie, oh, Jeannie, I'm still in love with you. Stepped into my life like a bad dream, making the life that I had seen suddenly shiny and new. Whoa, Jeannie, I'm still in love with you. Stepped into my life like a bad dream, making the life that I had seen suddenly shiny and new. Whoa, Jeannie, I'm still in love with you. You know what's fun about playing those songs is that, you know, they're basically keyboard songs.
Right.
You know, so there's a lot of, you know, contrary, you know, like a lot of different bass, you know, you're playing the 4 instead of, you know, it's like that kind of stuff.
Right,
You know,
right,
it's
right.
all like, you know, it's all, you know.
I never thought of that, actually. I never thought, because see, I'm the keyboard player. I'm like, the bass player will hit me if I use my left hand a lot, So I'm the guy who says, I have my left hand behind my back when I'm playing most shows. If I have a good bass player there, that I played a gig with David Jane the other night. I played a gig with Randy Stone the other night. They have no use for this, but you play that G with the F and the bass. You play those chords that create a feeling. And I never thought of it that guitar players have to actually change their life to make that happen.
It's crazy. I mean, speaking about Leon Russell, I got a friend named Jim Boja, and he's from Philly, but I think he lives upstate New York now. He has on YouTube, he does an arrangement of the Leon Russell song, A Song for You, it's a classic. It's a kind of song that Sinatra could have done and anybody could have done, but it's all these cascading piano figures that he plays on ukulele. And people play ukulele, and I got no grudge against people with ukuleles, but a lot of the ukulele stuff, it's not, it is what it is. It's
you have a grudge. You do have a grudge against ukulele players.
Well, I mean, I play mandolin pretty badly. If it's in the key of G, I can fake it, but if it's, it isn't like looking at this, because it's upside down and backwards, and it's weird. But he plays these cascading arpeggios that were on, played by a master pianist. Right. He plays them on ukulele, and
that's great.
It's just fun. Like that, to me, the challenge, whether you're playing solo or you're playing like in small groups or something, is playing stuff that maybe you shouldn't be playing, but why not? And you just find a way to make it work.
That's true.
And keyboard stuff is all like you look at Brian Wilson. Like Brian Wilson never played like the tonic bass note ever.
Right.
It's always on the move somewhere else. McCartney noticed and went in the same. It's like, it's just brilliant. It's freaking music.
So wait,
music is brilliant, Ed.
I have a question for you. This is sort of a science geek question, musical science geek question. All right.
Yeah.
Why don't guitar players tune the ukulele to the top 4 strings on the guitar, and now you're awesome at ukulele?
You know what's funny about that? My theory on this is that, and there are like guitar, like my friend Neil Curry has like a Guitar Joe or something like that, like it's a banjo guitar, and it sort of sounds like a banjo. But there is literally something about the voicings when you're playing it upside down. Like there's, and if you played a piano, like sort of imagine like the keyboard upside down, and you're trying to play it. Now your fingerings are totally going to be different, and your transitions are going to be totally different.
But so fix that. Put the notes where they belong, and then all of a sudden your brain knows how to
sound, it isn't going to sound like a banjo if you tune it to, E, A, D, G.
Because you always take the easy way out and play the chord. The chord that you need one finger on the ukulele.
You lose that.
Right.
If you tune it all, it cannot be.
It cannot be.
The sitar. If you turn the sitar to like
open tuning, I play the sitar in like open G, like nobody else. All right, take it away. Do another one.
Okay. So I wasn't planning on playing Elton, but I couldn't help it. Now I'm lost. Now I don't know what I'm doing. So I'm doing a Steely Dan song. On the water down in New Orleans, my baby's the pearl of the quarter. She's a charmer like you've never seen, singing voulez-vous, voulez-vous, where the sailor spends his hard-earned pay. Red beans and rice for a quarter. You can see her nearly every day, singing voulez-vous, voulez-vous. hear from my Louise, won't you tell her that I love her so? Just make it clear when her day is done, she's got a place to go. I walked alone down the Miracle Mile. I met my baby by the shrine of the martyr. She stole my heart with a Cajun smile, singing voulez-vous, voulez-vous. Love the $1,000,000 words I say. She loved the candy and flowers that I brought her. She said she loved me and was on her way, singing voulez-vous, voulez-vous. And if you care from my Louise, won't you tell her that I love her so? Just make it clear when her day is done, she's got a place to go. Little pedal steel. Change to a 2/4 time signature. And if you hear from my Louise, won't you tell her that I love her so? Just make it clear when her day is done, she's got a place to go. So many good songs about hookers, you know?
That's that funny.
You know, it's like so many good songs about hookers.
That is funny. And talk about a song that is not 2 chords. I mean, I was talking about songs that are 2 chords.
Yeah.
That is not one of them.
Well, you know, and there's a band that, they go out of their way to not make it 2 chords. But, you know, it's a fun thing. You're playing a guitar, and you have a sort of combo keyboard pedal steel part that, like, you know.
Crazy.
You know, it's like fun, you know, like, and you just throw it, you know, you're emulating. You're not actually doing it. You're just sort of trying to do it.
Right. All right, do one more.
All right, let's see. So let's see. This was a song that I had intended to do, as opposed to some of the songs. This is a song by the band, and it's a song written by Richard Manuel as opposed to Robbie Robertson, and it's a great song, and believe me, it's a great song, regardless of what you're about to hear. Once I walked through the halls of the station. Someone called your name. In the street I heard children laughing. They all sound the same. Wonder if you ever know me. know the reason why I live. Is there nothing you can show me? Life seems so little to give. Once I climbed across the face of a mountain and ate the wild fruit there. Fell asleep until the moonlight woke me, and I could taste your hair. Isn't everybody dreaming of the voice they hear is real? Out of all the idle scheming, can't we have someone to feel? Once upon a time leaves me empty. Tomorrow never comes. I could sing sound of your laughter. Still I don't know your name. Must be some way to replay you. All the through the school you gave. If a rumor should delay you, love seems so little to say. That's a good ending. Yeah.
That is definitely a good ending.
That is such a musical band. The band is such a musical band. Ray Simonelli.
No, man. How you doing?
This is Ray's entry song.
There it is.
Ladies and gentlemen, here at the Hideaway Lounge, we now bring you Ray Simonelli.
Nice. Thanks, Bill.
How's it going, Ray? What's going on?
I'm doing okay. I'm hanging in there, you know.
Last week during Jam TV, we were on stage together.
That was fun. That was a fun gig, wasn't it?
Yeah, the girls with a Z and the boys with a Z in Fairfield with Kim and Linda and Prue up front, like yucking it up. They are not only very talented singers, but they're also like a boatload of fun.
Totally.
Yep.
And then, of course, Randy Stone on bass and Dave Rao and Teddy playing the saxophone and Pat Stone playing the guitar, and I'm on my little tiny keyboards. So we had a good time.
But you also got to witness the rehearsal.
I got to witness one of the three rehearsals for this gig, and I'm gonna go. I hate rehearsals. I'm like, oh, come on, I can learn it in my car on the way to the gig. Why do I have to go to the rehearsal? And you go to this rehearsal, it's because it's totally not about the song. So you do a little bit of that, but it's like a giant party with a lot of wine happening at Randy Stone's house. So
it's always like that. Plus, his whole basement looks like a bar with all the nean lines.
It's a bar.
And music equipment all up the ass. I mean,
it's
the
like nicest
crazy
bar I've ever been to. Yeah, really good. Really good. How you doing, Chris Owen?
Good. Doesn't sound like Paul Frederick's basement.
You rehearse in Paul Frederick's basement?
Yeah, we are indeed. Yeah.
With the Morgan, with the car there, and the basement.
Yeah, it's in one part of it, and then the other is all the stuff that he's going to take to a big open market. And
Oh,
sell.
yeah.
So
They do that flea market, giant flea market thing. Right.
There's more incredible stuff down there. In fact, I forgot my mic stand the last time I went to practice, and he managed to jimmy it up with about 3 or 4 different items that he had lying around.
Oh, yeah, don't worry. They have all that. He's got whatever you need, he's got,
That's right, yeah. I think he used a bike stand and I don't know what else to put it together.
Yeah. Hey, Bill Noman, I have a special surprise for you, okay? And y'all's going to have to wait and check this out, too. Check it out. I got Mario Orlando here.
Murio.
Except I don't know if he hears me. Do you hear me, Mario Orlando?
Mario?
He's hanging out. Oh, there he is.
Hi, guys.
Hey.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, turn a lamp on in there.
No, this is it. This is my nightclub background. This is my nightclub's atmosphere.
So wait, didn't I actually hear
I don't want to turn the lights up. I mean, come on, man. What do? I need a stage set up to come on GMTV. This is getting ridiculous, guys.
Yeah, right.
Oh, yeah.
So, Bill Noman, didn't I hear you once say that when you were a young man coming up in music or whatever, there was Mario Orlando, that you were like, oh, my God, it's Mario. Wasn't that you who said that?
Mario was a big, local guitar hero of mine. And Mario, Chris Carter, there were a couple of guys in town that were just like above and beyond. And Mario and I don't know if you remember Murio, but do you remember when we played Ekman Center? And we did, and
really
Kit, it was you, me,
coming.
Kit, and Machine Gun Mickey Kalinsky, and we did Plinth, and it was basically the loudest moment of, if I have any hearing loss, I think it goes back to that, not back to seeing Blue Cheer at Fillmore East. I think it was actually Ekman Center. We were so loud. I was playing
speaking
piano,
of
too.
loud.
I played
Oh, really?
piano.
You were?
Yeah.
No kidding. Well, all right, so Mario's trying to figure out his sound. He's trying to hear everything properly. While he does that, I'm going to make you guys watch this really cool music video that he sent me. This is a group called Take Two. Do you know what that is, Bill Noman?
It's half as awesome as
all I know is I've got a lot of chatter.
Yeah, I think your connection's a little bit weird, but I'm going to play your video anyway, Mario. So here we go.
All right, go ahead.
Check this out.
When they drop the bomb. Well, hey, man, now what could be wrong with us now? Well, hey, man, now what could be wrong with us now? The girl in town. We all stopped and stared and just breathed the air. We said it's not my job, so we just split the scene, man. different kind. So what we'll see down there, well, holla, look, beware. We'll call the National Guard and blast them from the air. Yeah.
Unique New York. Unique New York.
It's a couple of Casca boys.
That's pretty wild. Yeah. So did you know the drummer? No.
Very well. The drummer is Kit Carson Payne, rest in peace, who was the younger brother of another guy who's still a real good friend of mine, Jay Payne, who was also a great drummer and also a great bass player and a great musician in general. And Kit was in that band when we played Ekman Center, and we were playing a song off Jeff Beck Group's second album, and I was playing a Wurlitzer, and
Wow.
and they're playing, like they're playing out of these, like, standells, like these big ass standells and this kind of stuff. And man, literally, it was the loudest thing I've ever heard in my life. Well, I can't say I heard it. It's the loudest thing I've ever been subjected to in my life, And yeah, Mario was like an amazing player back in those days. He was in a band called The Sound of Rum.
Right.
And like they would do Hendrix, and like not a lot of people were doing Hendrix. They also, one of my favorite things they used to do, and Mario, I don't know if we're like in real time here, but
I don't know if he's hearing us. Are you hearing us, Mario?
You know what? I've got a delay, and I don't know why. All of a sudden, I've got a delay. Everything
That's okay.
I'm hearing you, but I'm hearing you double.
Back off that mic a little bit. Just move the mic a little bit further away. I don't know why that's going on, but I'll let you keep working on that. But for those of you watching that who don't quite realize what was going on, that was a two-piece band.
yeah.
There was no bass player off the screen. That was drums and a guitar and a voice. That's pretty awesome.
And Kit was killing it on drums too. He was really killing it on that. I saw that cut recently, I guess maybe on Facebook or something like that. I guess Mario posted it earlier, and I saw that. And
yeah, I was listening for a bass player there. I thought I heard a bass player there, but
well, when Mario does something crazy with he plays the bass on the low string, he detunes it or something. He plays it through a bass amp, or there's something going on there that's like pretty wild.
Mario just doesn't want to pay a bass player. That's really the basic thing.
Nobody does.
Nobody wants to pay a bass player. Nobody.
I mean, the one guy you don't want to pay more than a bass player is the harmonica player,
Oh,
You want
Now
to be
I
like,
regret paying the keyboard player.
that's right. So what harmonica players do, if you haven't noticed, is they start their own band, and then they're like, I booked the gig and I hired you, so I get paid more than you. That's how we're doing it,
That's it. That's the equivalent in middle school of the parents having a station wagon that could take your equipment to the next band. It's like,
Then you're
that
in.
kid's
You're in.
He's a terrible
That
drummer,
kid's in.
but
It
he's
doesn't
in
matter
because
what
his
they
parents
do.
have a station wagon. I
And
don't agree
I'll
with
send
this,
you a
by the
check.
way.
It'll stop now. I'll send you a check. I'm sorry. I was a kid. I'm 25 now. I was like 19.
You're 25.
then.
I played in your band Frogtown Road when you were 7. All right, I was
Yeah, I was about
playing
7.
at the ice cream store, and you were my boss, and you were 7. All right, that's
Yeah.
that's my
I was
story.
pretty
Wasn't that
damn
in
young,
violation of
yeah,
your
even
injunction,
for now.
Ed? Wasn't that in violation of,
Frogtown Road.
labor laws. Yeah.
Oh yeah, no, he was hiring me. A kid is allowed to be the boss of you, but they can't be your laborer. That's how it works.
laborer?
Oh my God! So
We could have lied and said you were related to me. My parents would have been totally in on it. Like, yeah, Uncle Ed, blah blah blah. Like, if
exactly.
you really
And who
needed
was on that? Who was on that gig? I want to make it sound like
Oh,
it was
God.
a long time. I think it was Moses, wasn't it?
Everyone was on that gig. We had a rotation because it was hard to keep people around. Dan Antonu was on that gig from New Canaan Music. He's doing composition now.
And Moses, I wasn't
Moses
kidding.
was there.
But Moses, is that his last name or his first name?
Moses was his last name. John Moses.
John Moses.
was
John
there.
Moses.
You brought a sax player one time, which was awesome.
Right.
Trevor something Italian in his last name. He was also from New Canaan. I brought him with me.
And we played the ice cream place, like the
Yeah, I
Dairy
brought
Queen or
Sherry
whatever.
with me one time. Yeah, we did play the ice cream place. And I don't know why I couldn't get you one time. I think you were doing something, but we played Long Ridge Tavern one time with Sherry. Myself,
Wow.
Dan, and Dan played Long Ridge Tavern with Sherry. And they tried to cut me off. They were like, there's nobody here, but I brought like 25 people. And I'm like, you're full of shit. But okay, just we'll end it on this song, but just pay me.
There was nobody else there.
Apparently.
You know,
Oh my-
Long Ridge Tavern, I hadn't played there in like, or walked in the place in like probably 20 years. And I went in there, and not only was it exactly the same as it was 20 years ago, I think the same people were working there. Like the whole, it feels like,
It's a family.
feels like the bar in the movie The Shining. Like you don't know whether the customers and the staff are actually apparitions or are they actually humans. Like it's hard to tell. Like that place is crazy, I think.
It is
you know?
crazy. It's crazy. So Mario, I don't know if you can hear us, Mario, but we finally got Mario's sound working. Can you play one for us live?
I hope so. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you now. Play one live for us. Do one live for us.
All right. I hope it does. There's no
Sneak you in.
delay. I finally.
it sounds great.
Okay.
It sounds
Oh.
great.
Yeah, it sounds good.
Yeah, right. This is called Name That Tune. I know Billy will get this because he's a whiz at this kind of stuff. But but I have a little bit of a different arrangement for it. But see if you guys can figure out who wrote the song and what the name of the song is. Okay, I didn't
right.
do this. All right, it's just an arrangement.
All right. That sounds good.
Okay, name that tune.
I don't know if I can name that
Nothing can
tune.
harm us
I
all.
know.
May This
Norman
Be
could
Love
get this.
by Hendrix. That's like a
No!
fucking song.
Golden Rose.
It's May This Be Love by Hendrix.
It's Golden Rose.
Yeah, we hear you good. You don't have to talk into the mic. We hear you good now. But
Okay.
yeah, you sound good. Oh my God, that was amazing. That was really cool. Like
Yeah.
you do stuff on that guitar. You
Oh,
do
well.
stuff that's really interesting, you know.
Well, I've got another riff. You guys want to hear it? I got to turn this echo down.
But Mario, the name of that song is "May This Be Love." It's Hendrix. It's like,
Oh, I'm sorry. That's right. May
Yeah.
this be love.
How are we supposed to name that tune if Mario doesn't even know the name?
Well, I only know it as Golden Road.
go with me on this one.
But-
Go with me on this one.
Okay.
Believe me.
I'm with Bill.
Bill Noman's encyclopedic knowledge.
That's the song. It's an awesome song.
That was beautiful.
And you know what's weird?
All I know
There
is
is
Golden
yeah.
Road. What?
there is a weird echo, but it sounds awesome. Like the weird
fucking
echo,
driving
you're
me
making
nuts. It's
you're
driving
making
me
it
nuts.
work.
Jesus, man, I don't know. You got to set that echo up right. That's my old. That's all my. That's a rolling tape echo. Huh?
Ed, you're muted.
Ed, you're
Ed,
muted.
you're
Yeah.
muted.
We can't hear you.
He muted himself.
You can't hear. 'em?
Yeah. Everybody prays that I would mute myself once in a while. But yeah, we'll get you sound check better next week, Mario. But yeah, we'll do another sound check session. But that would you sound great. You know, it almost sounds like that effect is part of the cave that you're in or something.
I was listening to the whole thing. That is some fierce playing. I like it.
That is some fierce playing.
How does he have that? Does he have an interface? He's plugged his Strat right into it?
Oh, you guys are with your fancy interfaces.
You know what I'm doing? I'm just going into my amplifiers, and out of my amplifiers, I'm going into this Q8 camera. But
Which is like a $500 camera with an amazing sound system. So that's what he's using.
That's light years ahead of me. Yeah.
Well, it's a $300, $350 camera, something like that.
Oh, there you go. It's come down.
The harmonica guy.
That is amazing. So we'll be right back after this, and we're gonna have Ray Simonelli play. Back with you in just a minute. All right. Ray Simonelli, how you doing?
I'm doing good, Ed. What's going on?
I don't know what's going on. All right, we got people in the green room. We got all kinds of stuff going on. I had to get Mario on. I had to put him on with his like giant sound during the acoustic section because I wanted Bill Noman to see him. Bill Noman said on Jam TV at some point when Mario first started gracing our presence on the show. Bill Noman said, "Oh, I remember that guy. Like I was like like praising that guy.
Me too. Yeah.
Oh, right. You knew him too, huh?
No, I'm just from your show. First time I saw him, I was like, that cat can play.
But Bill knew him like when you were playing with Jax, Randy Stone, back in the 1920s. You know, Bill Dolman knew him way back when, you know. So
where's the guy now? Where does he? Is he around this area?
He lives in Charlottesville, Virginia, which is the bottom of Skyline Drive and the top of the Blue Ridge Parkway.
Right.
And he lived in Germany most of his life. He sort of pushed the limits of what he could do in Fairfield County. He's like, screw it. He went to Germany for 30 years or something and became like famous.
Big star. Like your buddy in Japan, the same thing. They leave the country, they're big stars.
That's right. I need to go back to Austria. I need to go to Austria and get famous again, you know. Again, for once, you know.
For once, yeah. No. We do this for fame and fortune.
Good stuff. So Ray Simonelli, I know that your neighbor has to sleep, and we try to get you on before 9. So
I've got two neighbors next door and downstairs. They both are in bed by like around 9 o'clock.
Yeah, I know that. And so, you know, but I had to make that craziness happen. It had to happen, you know.
It's fine. We're doing good. We're doing good. I have one quick question for you, though. I was listening before I came into the green room, and you said that Bobby Q's probably won't happen until the fall.
You know, everybody's trying to pin me down. I have this conversation every day, multiple times. You know, to be honest with you, I wasn't expecting the opening to happen like it did. I was caught way off guard by all of this.
Exploded.
And, you know, like 3 weeks ago, we were sitting on this very show going, I don't know, maybe Ray Simonelli was like, maybe by July. That's what you said. Maybe by July.
July 4th, I was predicting.
And it's
happening sooner.
Right. And so it happened so fast. Like all of a sudden it was like, I don't know, and mask, you know, it's too soon. And now it's like, boom, it's over.
It exploded.
And
I went to an open mic last night and saw people. I saw 30 people I haven't seen in over a year. And it was like it was 2019.
Where was it? Where'd you go?
It was called Joey C's Boathouse.
Yeah. Okay. Is Glenn Masso doing that down there?
Yeah. With Glenn Masso and Warren was there, Chris Powers, Chuck Beckman. And, you know, all of a sudden I'm seeing Donna Travis, who I haven't seen forever, who's one of the best singers around.
Yeah.
I mean, it was like all of a sudden a switch flipped and it was 2019. I know. This freaking vaccine better fucking work because I was hugged by like 30 people there. I'm like, this fucking better.
Let's go next week. Anybody wants to go there? Joey sees next week. I want to go there before I leave town at the end of June. But listen, so getting back to jams, right? So I was caught off guard. I mean, everybody's acting like, oh, come on, Ed, didn't you know? Like 2 weeks ago, nobody knew. Nobody friggin' knew. And so, you know, I did reach out to Bobby. I had not done it yet. I wasn't ready. I said, hey, how you doing? Whatever. And he's busy. He's got a lot of stuff going on. And then I started thinking about it. I'm going to be away in June. I'm going on a motorcycle trip in California and the High Sierras and whatever, in Colorado. And I'm going to be gone for a couple of weeks. Then I thought, okay, I'll come back and start the jam right up. And then I thought, you don't start a jam. Forget the pandemic. You don't start a jam in July and August. Everybody's going to go away. Everybody's going to Europe and to the Cape, and finally they're going to live out their travel dreams.
Yeah.
So I'm willing to maybe think about it, but I think the right time is probably right after Labor Day.
If you haven't done it by now, I think you're probably right.
There's a lot out there right now.
You just contacted a bunch of us to see about 4th of July, and it looked like everybody's got something going on.
Everybody's got gigs. Everybody's busy. Everybody's readjusting, and I'd rather have that happen out in the wild, out in the open. And I'm willing to change it. I mean, it's not going to happen before the end of June or July 4th weekend. I have a gig in Vermont July 4th weekend at Magic Mountain for the fireworks show, but I think from a practical point of view, it'll be September. I'm not drawing any lines in the sand. It may,
I hear you.
If something happens, and maybe we'll do some boat club stuff where we all get together and have an informal jam down there.
Yeah,
or whatever.
If you at least do the boat club, that would be.
Maybe on Thursday I'll do a jam TV or something.
Can you do like weather permitting at the boat club? And if not, it's just a normal jam TV.
Yeah, right. Maybe. Yeah.
For July and August, and then maybe Bobby will be ready because basically all of the other jams are back.
But Dave Lindsay's going to do his thing. The Horseshoe is
they've
doing
been
its
approved.
thing. Right. And so that's great news. I'm glad to hear that.
Yeah, I think they got proof for either 8 or 10 weeks starting the beginning of July. Well, the first one was John Lamb. He started early.
Right.
That was the first one. And then as of a week ago, the Horseshoe is back on Monday nights. They started theirs.
Right.
Dave got his approval for the Tuesday thing. And again, that starts in July. So it's a month from now. And finally, the Black Duck called, and that's going to start on June 17th. Kind of like a soft opening, but the following week is going to be really cool because that's going to be the actual 10-year anniversary of the Black Duck Jam. It's going to be crazy.
Wow. That's cool.
So that first week is to just kind of get back into it and get acclimated, because I think it's going to be nuts that following week.
Right.
And how is Bobby Hughes doing? Did he say how's the business?
I actually didn't talk to him. We exchanged a couple of emails,
gotcha.
and I said, when I'm in town, I'll come and see you. And then I haven't been in town.
I hope it's a good joint. I hope they're doing okay.
Yeah, I'm sure they're doing fine. They're okay.
All right,
so
all right. Ray, we better get to Ray before his neighbors.
Ray Simonelli, play a song. It's a music show, believe it or not.
Yeah, actually, it is. I did this song before, but I'm going to do the Pure Prairie League, Amy, because I finally learned the right way to play that opening chord, which only happens once in the song. But for guitar players, let's see, we got Chris Owen. It's a chord shape that spans 6 frets. I did research on this. This is what it looks like. It's stuck. My pointer finger is on the 7th fret.
No.
My pinky is on the 12th fret.
Wow.
I think it's like an A9.
I know this. I know
plus,
the chord
I don't know what
about.
the exact name is. But that's how you get that sound. Just like on the record. That's it.
That's
all right.
Anyway.
Let's see what you can do with that chord.
Unfortunately, I can't do that at the same time as the riff. So I'll start with this and then switch over. Here we go.
All right.
You know what? I forgot the first line. Believe it or not. Oh, that's so funny. I actually forgot the first line of the song. I had it before. It just went right out of my head.
Is it I can see why you think you belong to me?
No, that's the middle.
Oh, shit.
That is the middle. What the hell's the first line? I know it.
Nobody's ever forgotten the first line on GMTV. It's a first.
No, but I did it at the Black Duck once. Remember when I used to do the Bob Seger song, Night Moves?
Yeah.
I was doing it for years there. And one night, Wendy says, play Night Moves. And we're playing the chord changes. And it's just going on. And Wendy looks at me, what's wrong? She goes, I can't remember the word. And she just started cracking up and laughing at me,
That's all right. Ready? I can see.
Randy's right. Randy is right.
I can see why you think you belong to me.
Perfect. Thank you. Okay, there we go. Let's give it another try.
Read him too, as opposed to.
I can see why you think you belong to me. I never try to make you think something for yourself. Now you're off with someone else and I'm alone. You see, I thought that I might have you for my own. Amy, what you wanna do? I think I can stay with you for a while, maybe longer if I do. Don't you think the time was kind of done? All the things we thought weren't proper could be right in time, can't you see? I don't know if it's you, if it's me. I can't see. Don't you wait too long to tell me now. Amy, what you want to do? I think I can stay with you a while, maybe longer if I do. Time is right, come to what you want. The things you thought before could be right in time, can't you see? I don't know if it's you or if it's me. If it's one of us, I'm sure both will see. Amy, what you wanna do? I think I can stay with you for a while, maybe longer if I do. Amy, what you wanna do? I think I can stay with you for a while, maybe longer if I do. Falling in and out of love with you. Falling in and out of love with you. Don't know what I'm gonna do. Falling in and out of love with you. Close enough.
Oh, that was good.
That was good.
How was the sound
to do that
volume of
single-handed?
the guitar versus the vocals?
Great.
It was good.
Balanced?
Dude, it sounded great.
Good mix.
And to do that single-handed, that's impressive.
Well, Randy, to that I say cheers. I know you have some wine there. There you go. I knew it.
You don't give us a chance to drink anymore, Ray, because you never.
I know you fixed your internet.
What the fuck?
I upgraded my internet through Optimum.
Well, go back to that Radio Shack internet you had.
When I saw gig internet, I said, "Well, that sounds like I need that."
I can't get anything. Yeah.
All right, come on, Ray. Do one more for us.
All right. This is a fun song, Billy Joe. But again, the reason why I'm doing it is I finally figured out a way to do the opening riff on one guitar where it's not so convoluted.
Okay.
All right. Okay. Friday night I crashed your party. Saturday I said I'm sorry. Sunday came and trashed me out again. We were only having fun, wasn't hurting anyone. And all the joy the weekend for the drink. In the combat town, walk through Bedford style alone. Even mow my motorcycle in the rain. Well, you told me not to drive, but I made it home alive. It only proves that I'm insane. You may be right, I may be crazy, but it just may be a lunatic you're looking for. Turn out the lights, Oh, don't try to save me. You may be wrong, oh, but no, you may be right. Remember how I found you, chair, alone in your electric chair. I told you dirty jokes until you smiled. You were lonely for a man. You said take me as I am. You might enjoy the madness for a while. Think of all the times you tried to find someone to satisfy you. I might be as crazy as you say. Well, if crazy, then it's true. It's all because of you. And you wouldn't want me any other way. You may be right. You may be crazy. Just may be a lunatic you're looking for. Turn out the lights. Oh, don't try to save me. You may be wrong. Oh, you may be right. You may be wrong, but you may be right. You may be wrong, but you may be right. You may be wrong, just you may be right. You may be young, but you may be right.
Nice.
All right, there you go.
Very nice. Oh, if I got everybody muted, I don't mean that.
And Ed, thank you. It is 8:59.
Yay. We
Nice
saved
job,
your
Ray.
neighbors. We saved
Ray,
your
that was
neighbors.
cool.
Thank you
was
very
cool.
much.
We have this concept in the law that's called the warranty of quiet enjoyment, the warranty of hearability.
Right?
It's called quiet
Exactly.
enjoyment, and you know, if you'd gone another minute, I think they would have enjoyed it. I would have argued
I
in
would
court
think.
that you gave them
Yeah.
quiet enjoyment. You know,
Well, technically, if I wanted to, I could do this until like 10 o'clock.
10, yeah, it's usually 10
according
o'clock.
to the
This,
lease.
But
'Cause
then
the
they'd
lease
hate
says
you.
Quiet time from 10 p.m. until 10 a.m. But you know, I've got really nice neighbors, and I know they go.
yeah,
Yeah, I'm trying to be respectful. You know.
Yeah, absolutely. That's the way to do it. You know, it's interesting. I've noticed that the vibe is different now that COVID is in the rearview mirror a little bit. The vibe, like everybody's not like, hey, how you doing? I've been sitting in my home since last show, and how you doing? Nothing new. You know, now everybody's like, I've been out, I've been doing stuff, I've been doing, you know, like I hear it in the performances too.
Yeah,
oh, totally.
That's a good point.
Well, when I walked into the Horseshoe that first night, a week, not this past Monday before, I walked through the front door and I saw the visual. Every booth was taken. Every seat at the bar was taken. No plexiglass, no mask. And I describe it as it felt like I was waking up from a bad dream. Like, oh, no, that didn't really happen. Things are normal.
Yeah.
That's what it felt like. It's just, I mean, it hit me in the face like a shot. It's like to see that visual all at once, you know? And everybody was like to your point, Ed, such a happy mood. It was so great, you know?
Yeah, you're right. Maybe I will have to bring the jazz back before that. We'll see.
Like Dorothy in The Wizard of Oz. You know?
It's true.
And you were there, and you were there, and you were
I know, right? All right. Thanks a lot, Ed.
Ray, you the man. Good stuff.
Yeah, Ray. Look at
Nice
us,
job,
three bandmates together on the screen.
I know, right?
Very cool. All right, so Chris Owen, how you doing?
I'm doing really well, Ed. Thanks.
Yeah?
Things are good. Yeah,
with your voice of God interface and microphone. Yeah.
That's right. Pay no attention to the man behind the curtain.
Exactly.
Yeah, I was going to say that you see some incongruous things because people are kind of not sure which way to go with this thing. I was watching the Knicks game the other night, and the place has got 18,000 people in it. There's not a seat in the house that's not occupied.
Wow.
After the game is over, the woman who was interviewing the player made sure she stood at least 10 feet away from him and wore a mask. And the players were about 10 feet away when she was interviewing after having been through this game with 20,000 people in the building. Yeah. So wow. I guess they still have to do if they put on the show there. But,
you have to put on the show. That's the thing, is that when you're on TV, the last thing you want is for the lawyer of your network to call you up and go, you got to come in the office. On Twitter, you blew up that you're made a political statement by not wearing the mask and not staying away, and now you're fired.
Right. Yeah. Well, it was interesting to see that, because you were going, why don't they just go right up to him like everybody else is on top of each other here? But right. That's the good point. That's a good point. Yeah.
Yeah, you got to sort of worry, and I worry too. I worry about the effectiveness of all this, like what Randy was saying a minute ago. This vaccine better freaking work, and at some point it's going to start wearing off, and there'd be a little wave, and things can happen. And I don't want that to be on my watch. Like, oh my God, everybody went to Dave Lindsay's jam in the park and nobody got sick because that's outside. And Dave Lindsay is smart. Sure, and Ed is an idiot because he opened his jam up inside. And obviously that's why so-and-so got sick, Like, oh, come on.
Fucking Ed with his COVID train.
Right, exactly. So, oh my God.
Yeah, probably better to be a follower at this point.
Yeah, and you know what? I'm glad. I'm going to go to some jams. I'm going to go to that one at Joey C's, and I'm going to go to the at some point to the Horseshoe and Dave Lindsay's jam. I want to start going to these things, and when the time is right, it'll be right. Maybe it is July. We'll see.
But I think you're right, Ed. You'll know.
I'll know. Yeah, exactly. So, Chris Owen, want to do a song before we're all back jamming in person?
Yeah, come on.
Jam TV.
All right. We'll start off a little tall. Why not?
All right.
When you're falling awake and you take stock of a new day, and you hear your voice croak as you choke on what you need to say. But don't you fret, don't you fear, I will bring you good cheer. Life's a long song. Life's a long song. Life's a long song. And we'll wait, then you played, I will fill. Oh, and your soul suffers a long day. And the 12 o'clock gloom spins the room as you struggle on. Life's a long song. Life's a long song. And we'll wait in the sweet light of dawn as the Baker Street train spills your pain all over your new dress. And the symphony sound underground put you under duress. But don't you squeal as the heel grinds you under the wheels. Life's a long song. Life's a long song. Life's a long song. And the tune ends too soon for us all. Life's a long song. Life's a long song. Life's a long song. And the tune ends too soon for its own. Actually, I think the song was too long.
That was great.
I love it. I loved that so much. That was so much fun.
That is really cool. My God, how do you play that and sing that? That just sounds like walking and chewing gum.
No kidding.
I don't know. You know what? If I think about it, then I won't be able to do it. So it's good to just shut the brain down.
What's the time signature on that? Like, what's happening there?
No, it is, it probably changes halfway through the song 3 or 4 times, I mean, I can keep tapping my feet through it and I never have to change that. So that's good.
Right. I mean, if you're intimately familiar with the material like you are, you could just sort of go on autopilot, but
yeah,
it's hard.
Yeah. Well, thank you. It's a fun song and it's an early one, really, really early, way back in the late 60s, believe it or not. So when a lot of good things were done. Yeah.
That's true. What else are you going to do?
Yeah. So I'm going to do a song, completely different kind of a tune, but this is a Scottish songwriter by the name of Dougie MacLean. I've done a couple of his things along the way, and it's called This Love Will Carry. It's a thin line that leads us, keeps us all from shame. Dark clouds quickly gather along the way we came. There's fear out on the mountain, death out on the plain. There's heartbreak and heartache in the shadow of the flame. This love will carry, this love will carry me. I know this love will carry me. This love will carry, this love will carry me. I know this love will carry me. Strongest web will tangle, the sweetest bloom will fall, and somewhere in the distance we'll chase it all. Success lasts but for a moment, failure's always near. You look down at your blistered hands as it turns another year. This love will carry, this love will carry me. I know this love will carry me. This love will carry, this love will carry me. I know this love will carry me. These days are golden, they must not fade away. Time is like that flower, and soon it will decay. Though by storms we're wearied, and uncertainty is sure, but like the coming of the dawn, it's ours forevermore. This love will carry, this love will carry me. I know this love will carry me. This love will carry, this love will carry me. I know this love will carry me.
Yeah. Very pretty.
Nice. Very nice.
Pretty.
Steve Martin has this great thing where he gets up in one of his early routines and he says, I'd like to thank everybody for coming here tonight. And then he proceeds to tell everybody, thank you, 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 thank you.
That's right.
He was fearless.
Do 4, 1, 2, 3, and then myself. I thank myself.
That's great. That's a nice song too. What a great song that was.
Yeah. Yeah, very pretty.
Yeah, there are people out there like Doogie McClain, you know. I hope I've made a couple of Doogie McClain fans out there. It's just he's just an amazing player and singer and writer from Scotland. So check him out. Doogie, Dougie.
Good stuff. Chris Owen, thank you very much.
Yeah, really.
You're welcome. Yeah. Thank you very much.
Phenomenal.
I'll see you guys later. I'm going to go have some dinner now.
Go have your dinner. You know, it's funny.
Yeah.
You know, it's funny. I made this sign. Everybody take a drink when Chris Owen freezes, because was it me or was it Chris Owen? Did he freeze?
On the first one, I thought, yeah.
He did.
I never froze before.
You never froze, but didn't you say something to Ray Simonelli about we don't get to drink anymore?
Oh, my
Yeah.
God.
And now the baton has been passed.
The baton has been had. Now there's a sign that says Chris Owen freezes, whatever. And it was really funny.
You got to let me know when I freeze so I can take a drink myself.
What exactly?
I don't get to, Ray doesn't freeze anymore, so I can't drink during his set.
What reminded me of it, however, was when you said you're going to go have some dinner, because I had my dinner right here, right? And I didn't quite get it down before the show, and then I got real busy, a lot of stuff going on, and I had half of my baked potato was sitting there with butter and sour cream and all kinds of, right, sitting there. I'm like looking at it, I'm smelling it, I'm looking at eyeballing it the whole time, right? And then I thought, you know what, I'm going to drop off. We're in good hands. Chris Owen is going to be on autopilot. It's going to be perfect. I'm just going to drop off, and I shut my camera off, and then I take a giant bite, like a bite you would never take in a restaurant. Like, and I was like, and then you froze. And I was like, it went on for about 4 seconds. And I was
you got
like,
sour cream all over your face.
I'm like, now I gotta clean up because I gotta go back on now. You know, like.
It's all over your shirt, that brand new shirt.
How could you
it's
tell?
Not a mushroom anymore. It's a baked potato.
It's true. It's true. But then you came back on, and then I made the sign, and you didn't freeze it. Maybe a little one, but time to get that gig internet. You know, that was it. The gig internet.
I upgraded my internet about 3 weeks ago, and it's been worse. So I don't know. I mean,
they got to come in and fix all your wires or something. There's something going on there.
Maybe you guys know what this is. I went from 200 to 300. Okay, and you got a new modem. Does that make any sense?
Yeah,
I went to 300, and it's right.
Sounds
right
like
back in that corner. It's not like on the other side of the house, you know.
Yep. No, you know what?
You You upgraded
my
your
internet.
bill.
Yeah, my internet.
Yeah,
You
right.
upgraded your bill. Exactly. The extraction of money from your wallet went
Right.
up.
Yeah.
But
right.
and you know what? You don't need to forget 300. You don't need but it's the reliability of every second. It's got to be doing its thing, and that's what happens. Like, on some of the plans, they're like, yeah, whatever. You're out in the woods. We're not going to fix the thing up on the pole. It's working okay. I had it's a slightly long story, but I'm going to tell the very short version. Is that I had phone problems way before the internet was a thing in the early 90s. I had a phone problems in this house that I moved into in Weston, and I would be talking on the phone, and it would be like that, and I'd be like, I couldn't hear it, and I was doing business calls. I'm like, right? People thought I was, so I called the phone company. They came down, and they're like, we can't find anything. We replaced the line from the pole to your house, from your house to the thing, and it has to the jacket, the thing, and your phone. We got a new phone. And I'm like, okay, but it still does it. But it only does it when it rains.
When it rains. Oh, been there.
Okay. So they're like, well, we replaced everything. And I'm like, well, then it's on your end. And they're like, well, our end is perfect. I'm like, no, it's not. Right. Anyway, long story short, 12 different visits. I'm on a first name basis with everybody, including the flag guy. They're checking the wires all down Lions Plains Road. I lived in Weston, and about a mile and a half from my house, there was a box. When they have this like box on the, and it's like there's a padlock on it or a wax seal or something, and they open the box and they find a mouse nest at the top of the box. And what they figured out is that when it rained, the mouse would come in from outside and hang out in the nest. And every time he took a pee, it would it went down on my wire exactly from the nest. They found the nest, and they're like, when it's clear out, he's not up there peeing. And when it's raining, so like they had no idea. So finally they fixed it, and they got me.
I had the same thing without the mouse, though. Except you probably got to deal with AT&T. This happened recently. I got to deal with Frontier.
SNET. It was SNET back in those days.
I got to deal with Frontier. And boy, has there never been a more aptly named telecommunications company than the Semaphore. So after many visits, I said, guys, it happens always after it rains. Doesn't happen after every rain, but whatever it happens, we've had a heavy rain the night before.
Did they get it? Did they figure it?
No, it was me. I had to tell them, we rewired everything. We checked could you give me a new box? Could you is it possible that the box itself is leaking?
That was it.
It
the
wasn't
mouse.
a mouse then. It wasn't a mouse.
Yeah, I didn't have the mouse issue.
I would have just said, get a cat, put him up there.
And these guys did not have to come to my house. They were a mile and a half away on a pole. And they're like, Ed Train has given us freaking iced teas or whatever all summer long, whatever. And now finally we found it. So they brought the freaking thing with wires sticking out of it like 100.
They spent $30,000 in union labor to fix this one.
They're happy to do that, but they must have taken down the Weston phone system for an hour while they rewired all these little individual. It looked like hair, like it was like a million little wires coming out of this box. They just cut them off and put a new box on. So,
and yet these are far worse.
Yes,
I have had more conversations with myself thinking I was talking to somebody on the other end, and then the phone rings while I'm talking, and it's that person calling me back.
Yeah, which also happened to me once. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah, it happens to
me. I was on a conference call when you had to get an operator, conference call operator back in those days, and I was sitting in my office at home, and I was on this call with like 40 people with General Electric. I was doing business with GE, and to get these 40 people to sit in their desks and be on the phone was impossible. Like they had to shut the division down to make this call happen. And I went, okay, so everybody, could you mute your phones? Because I'm going to talk for about a half an hour, 45 minutes, and save your questions till after, because otherwise I don't know how we're going to do this. And I said, here we go. And I got disconnected. And I talked for 45 minutes, and they're all like, click. They all went home, and it was a disaster. So
I got one quick story, and then I got to go eat my dinner because it's going to be cold.
The dinner, right?
Yeah. So I was in my maybe mid 40s, late 40s, and I played hockey on Wednesday afternoons at lunchtime in White Plains at Ebersol Rink, and it turned out that all the guys from Verizon would come and play. So it was called corporate hockey, I think. And, anybody who was working and wanted to go out on their lunch and play some ice hockey, we would go out there. And there are about 25 guys from Verizon. You could always count on them because all their trucks would be in the lot. The whole Verizon fleet would be in the lot at lunchtime. And then we did that for, 6 months, 8 months. And then what happened was then they didn't show up anymore. What happened was it was at the beginning of GPS.
GPS, yeah.
And Verizon discovered that all their trucks were at the skating rink in White Plains, and they put the kibosh on it. That was it.
On the clock. They were on the clock playing hockey.
Oh yeah, that lady, that guy in Weston with the mouse in there. I can wait for another hour. I got to take my pads off.
There it is.
Unleash.
But you know what? I hate to say it, Chris Owen, you were on the clock too, because I had a lawyer in New York who was my lawyer for many, many, many years. And he said, I bill you for the hours that I sit on the toilet because that's when I think about you and your case.
Yeah, I had a lawyer friend who
do
said,
that.
I had a lawyer friend who said her boss told her, if you even dream about a client, that's a quarter hour.
There it is.
Well, there was some lawyer was given an ethical warning because she billed 27 hours in one day.
Oh, well,
she was in LA and she flew back to New York and billed
I had the same story
every hour.
I had the same story. We had a lawyer and we went out for a closing and there was a time difference and they charged me 26, 27 hours. And I'm like, his name was Lauren Dollett, and he worked at. We paid them millions of dollars in legal fees on these big airplane deals. Millions. The legal fees were like $3 million on these deals, and I'm like, what's this? What's this 27 hours in one day? And he's like, he didn't even flinch. He was like, oh, that's when we flew to LA. You were with me at the time, and there was a time. It was like, come on.
Well, they call it billing portal to portal. From the moment I leave the house until the moment I walk back into my office. Portal to portal.
Portal. That's
billing
right.
doing that.
It's just disgusting. It's behind me.
I'm always concerned about my clients. Oh, I'm concerned about my clients for an hour. Somebody pay me more money.
That's right.
I'll be concerned about them all day, and I'll have nightmares about them. It'll be great.
That's true. It's true.
It's a cell. It's like the lawyers are eating their young. It's what they do. The heads of the firm, the partners of the firm, have billing requirements for the young associates. So you have to bill like three gazillion hours a month, and if you don't get to that, then you're going to be hauled in and keel hauled or something.
That's it.
So the pressure's on them to bill. It's not
billable hours, man. Billable hours. Yep.
There's got to be a better way, but that's it.
It works out just fine. All right, Chris Owen, go have your dinner. We'll be right back with a harmonica guy going to do something.
Yeah, come on. Man.
And, I'll be listening.
All right, good to see you, Chris Owen.
See you next time.
All right, Jam TV. There's harmonica guy, and there's Steve. How you doing, Steve?
Good. What's happening?
I don't know. I'm having fun tonight. I'm feeling better about life in general, and it's making me smile more.
Hey, you always smile anyway, so you don't wear your heart on your sleeve.
Okay, but I saw this today. All right, ready? I imported this. If you guys are on my Facebook, forgive me. This is for the one person that's not on Facebook, right? So somebody told me there was a town named Shamokin right? Shamokin. And I was like, Shamokin? It's like 2 hours from here. It's in Pennsylvania in the mountains, right? So I want to know where that is. It's north and west of Allentown. But I wanted to know where it was. And I pulled up this on my Google map, I swear to God, and I laughed for hours.
Shamokin Pottsville, baby.
Shamokin Pottsville. like what are they doing down there? Shamokin Pottsville?
Hey, you are right. Pennsylvania's got the best names. I mean,
Shamokin Pottsville.
Smoking.
I mean, come on.
Noise, smoking weed, smoking. Yeah.
Right. That's what I thought. Silent Bob.
From Clerks. Yeah.
From Clerks. That's where I went immediately. Right. I went to smoking weed, right? Smoking Pottsville. That's where Silent Bob moved, or that's where Jay moved.
Yes.
Smoking Pottsville. Oh my God.
Now where is that? Is that like in the middle of the state? Because Pennsylvania.
It's near Allentown. No. It's like Pennsylvania is bigger than the actual Earth. Pennsylvania is so big, right? Like you're from Connecticut and you're like, oh my God, I'm in Greenwich and I got to drive all the way to Providence. It's going to take me like 90 minutes, or whatever. You're in Pennsylvania. It's days and days. Like people will die on the way to the other side of Pennsylvania,
In a straight line.
Oh my God. It's so far.
You never turn the wheel. Yeah.
You're like leaving Toledo, Ohio, and then it's like, oh my God, that was a week ago, and I'm still in Pennsylvania.
Oh, look, the road's gonna bend. Oh God, oh, this is great. Oh, yeah, oh, that's so cool.
Right.
When I do that drive from Connecticut to Ohio, it's about 10 hours.
Yeah, right.
About 7 of that is Pennsylvania.
Right.
Wow, yeah.
It goes on and on and on.
It can't still be in fucking Pennsylvania. It can't be.
It never ends. It just doesn't end. I don't get it. I don't.
Oh my God. All right, so I got to tell this story, right? So I dated this girl who I met the week that I was leaving college. Like I'm leaving and I'm moving to New York. I'm in Boulder, Colorado, and I'm like, I'm going to move to New York and I'm going to make my fame and fortune in television in New York, right? So I took a leap of faith and I packed up my car with a trailer and I drove east, whatever. So, but just before I left, I met this great girl, good looking, tall, blonde, corn-fed from Ohio, right? And we have this whirlwind romance, right? She's from Toledo, Ohio, right? And we have this whirlwind romance, and I'm like, I want to stay in Boulder with you, but I'm moving to New York. So we're teary. We leave, and I'm 21, and she's 21, or whatever. And I drive across the country, and I get to Toledo, Ohio, and what do I know about loading a U-Haul trailer? I don't know what tongue weight is, and I don't, right? But the tire on the back of my 1972 Mercedes goes boom, right? And they have never heard of this tire in Ohio. They don't have this tire in America. They've got to call Stuttgart to get this freaking tire, right? So I am stuck at exit whatever in Toledo, Ohio. And I go, I'm going to call Jennifer and see how she'll make me feel better. So I call, and her roommate picks up the phone, right, who I just met. Her roommate is rolling her eyes like, oh, you're the guy that was making all that noise all week, And it was like 3 days before. And she goes, she was so heartbroken that you left. And I'm like, I know, I'm heartbroken too. And she's like, she went back to visit her parents in Toledo, Ohio.
Oh.
And I was like, wait, what did you just say? So she gives me the parents' number and I call up. It's like 2 miles from where I'm broken down.
You gotta be kidding. Wow.
It's like 2 miles, not 4 miles, 2 miles, right? So she's like, I'll see you in 1 minute. Like she's there, right? So I'm stuck in Toledo, Ohio with the girl of my dreams for 3 days and whatever. And then I was like, it's another teary goodbye. And I got on the road to go to New York and then Pennsylvania for days. I could only go 50 miles an hour with the stupid trailer. It was not 7 hours. It was like days and days and days. So,
jeez.
Anyway, there you have it.
And then only to come back to Pennsylvania, right? Just like Centerville in the Twilight Zone.
I should have just stopped here. I should have gotten off at exit 34, whatever it is, right here on 84, and I should have gotten out and like got in the house and like not worked ever. Like, just, you know.
Did you get the lecture though? Like, oh, Mr. Fancy Schmancy with the Mercedes, and you know, if you'd have been driving a goddamn Chevrolet like God intended, you'd be on the road right now.
My grandmother's Buick. She gave me her Buick, her 1974 olive green piece of shit Buick. Wow. Okay, and I drove it out to Arizona where my mother lived. Talk about living a charmed life, right? My mother had her 1972 British Racing Green saddle leather interior, top of the line, 280 SE 4.5.
Oh God,
crazy freaking car, beautiful car, right?
Wow.
And she said, I went to visit her for the summer, and I just gotten this piece of crap Buick Skylark, and
redundant, but
she would go to the post office, and the cowboys in Arizona would scratch her paint with their keys.
No.
It's a German car, German car, the Nazi, right? Mm-hmm. So she said to me, can you do me a favor? I said, what? She said, can I have the Buick and you take the Mercedes to college?
Well, Ma, you drive a hard bargain, but yeah.
I'm like, so let me get this straight. You're going to give me the Mercedes and you're like the dream freaking car. And I'm going to give you this absolute piece of crap. Did anybody see Seven Psychopaths, the movie with Christopher Walken and Sam Rockwell? It's one of the best movies ever made. Wow. It's a total sleeper. And they drive my 1972 Buick Skylark in the movie. And I'm not, spoiler alert, don't worry about it. They take it out to Joshua Tree National Park and they blow it up.
Oh no!
It's the best. It was like cathartic for me. I'm like, they blew up the freaking Skylark. Yeah, baby. So anyway,
do you guys remember the band The Plasmatics?
Yeah, of course I do. Wendy O. Williams.
A couple of cars.
I don't remember anything. I was born 3 days ago.
Exactly.
You don't, but I guarantee you this: if you go look up Wendy O. Williams in the Plasmatics, you will be highly entertained.
I know who she is.
Oh, okay,
I know who she is. She had the fake boobs. She was vegan. Yeah. She had chainsaws.
You got it.
Wow.
With the mohawk and everything. Yeah.
Oh, they did teach me something in college, Gabriel. My God.
No, I learned about that from a band called Leftover Crack. And when I went to go see them live, they were all really fucked up and they did an awful job. And they said it was going to be their last show. It was one of the worst shows I'd ever been to. But they talked about Wendy O. Williams. And I was like, actually, this is pretty good.
Oh, she was anyway, Steve, tell us why the Plasmatics.
Oh, that was pretty much it. But I mean, they were just trying to outdo everything else. And they got arrested. One of the many times they got arrested for throwing, I guess, either an M80 or some other quarter stick of dynamite in the body of a full-bodied Mercedes. I don't know which one it was on stage. And I remember as they threw it in, thinking to myself, in a world full of bad ideas, this really kind of ranks up on the top. And before I could finish the thought, I was about 10 feet back from the stage, blown away by the force of the blast. And that was the end of the show. They just came in and dragged everybody off on stage.
Wow, now that's value for your entertainment dollar. Yes,
that was a Wendy O. Williams gig, and I forgot the guitarist name. It was actually pretty good, but he always had the blue mohawk and dressed in a tutu, and that was his whole.
You're right. I forget his name. Yeah.
Which for some reason they don't like at the clubs I play. I don't know. They don't seem to like appreciate it when I do shit like that.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah, wow. Right. Like one time I went to work like that, and they're all like, "You're fired," and I'm like,
The funniest part about that is that you think you have a job, but whatever.
Yeah.
So you're gonna play harmonica for us?
Yeah, come on, man.
Yeah, I was actually gonna play Maggot Brain, but I got to make sure my speaker is still plugged into my phone. It's only gonna take half a second. It's not gonna sound exactly like Maggot Brain. I'm sorry, because I can't learn every single lick, but it's gonna sound close.
Do you guys know what Maggot Brain is?
It's the pet name my wife has for me.
No, wait. Do you actually know what Maggot Brain is? Like, do you know what's
no?
Because he's acting like we should know what Maggot Brain is.
We should know because
by the Funkadelics. It came out in 1971. I know that's a little after Ed's time, but like
you mean Parliament? Yeah, absolutely. You mean Parliament before Parliament? The Funkadelics on their own?
Yes.
Did Maggot Brain, and you know this, and we don't?
Wow. Apparently,
I heard
do.
it. Wow.
I bow to you.
Yeah, we do bow.
I'm impressed.
To choose out as a selection for harmonica, that's what we bow for.
By the way, let me get like just a very quick check.
All right. Check.
Too loud?
No, it sounds great.
A little more.
Sounds good?
More.
A little
more.
How's that?
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
Do it.
I'm going to sit back here a little bit.
All right.
It's closer. I can adjust if I need to.
You see, he's in Central Time, so we don't have to worry about the neighbors for another hour. You know,
That's good. It's good.
No, I'm not. I'm in East Coast.
Oh, okay. Well, never mind then. It was still a good joke.
I don't care about the neighbors. I'm wearing a Misfits shirt, baby. We don't care about the neighbors.
What the neighbors think.
Okay, you just let me know.
All right, hit it. You hit that one note, I swear, like it was like a needle going through my head from ear to ear.
That was a great. That was a really cool groove, man.
What is that, like a fifth harmonic or something off that high reed? It was like insane, you know.
It's the inhale note on the 8 draw. So yeah, it's a little high up there.
Insane.
Little. The dogs were barking in the neighborhood.
Sorry. I'm ready to get the octave pedal. I really do.
No, that was cool.
I used to have an ultrasonic dog whistle. And I worked at the Denver Center for the Performing Arts, which was like a fancy video and audio, like the Kennedy Center, you know, like a fancy place. And I used to go into the recording studio back then when they had the mic set up for the orchestra. And they were getting mic levels for the orchestra. I was like the assistant audio engineer, so I'd have to go in and be like, "Hello, are you there on the trumpet?" Whatever it is, right? And so I would go to this place where he couldn't see me from the control room and blow the dog whistle, and all the needles in the control room would go bam, like, all the VU needles, and he'd be like, "What the hell just happened?" Because he wouldn't hear it, but all the microphones would pick it up. And I'm like, I don't know. Craziest thing. We check all the wires or whatever. We reboot the mixer, and then I blow that dog whistle, you know.
That's funny. Well, I'm really happy to have played that one for you guys.
That was great. That was cool.
That was very cool.
Nice.
That was Funkadelic before Parliament.
Yeah, before Parliament.
Yeah, Eddie Hazel played guitar on that one. It turns out he wrote Shaky Ground. And I didn't know that, and then I looked it up, and he had written it, and then I got back into this album.
I didn't know he wrote Shaky Ground. I thought Delbert McClinton wrote Shaky Ground.
Yeah.
And Delbert, he did it with, who was it? It was the Temptations, right?
The Temptations did it, but I thought Eddie wrote the guitar part, and that other dude wrote the bass part, the guy before Bootsy Collins. That is a
song that always surprises me. Like, I thought it was Delbert McClinton from Texas, you know, and it ends up like it was written by Funkadelic. It was wild.
It easily could have been. It's just from my research, from my Wikipedia, YouTube research, which isn't real research. Eddie and the current, and the bass player of Funkadelic at the time wrote it, and then the Temptations played it.
It's really cool because if you think that Delbert McClinton wrote it, like I thought for years and years and years, I was like, that's a funky tune. I'll shake you. Like, I love that song. And then you hear the Temptations do it, and you're like, oh my God, Delbert McClinton sucks now. Like, because they are so much funkier than him. You know, they just murder it.
You know who's even funkier than the Temptations, and I can't believe I'm saying this, but Junior Wells did it in I think the 80s or the 90s. I found it on a CD, and I was like, oh, that's the name of that tune, because I could never understand.
I got to look that up.
The lead vocalist at Dave Lindsay's, I didn't know what he was saying. It was like shaky what or ground what, and then I made the equivalency. I'm like, oh, wait, this is awesome. Yeah. So I was like, who the hell wrote this? It's like Eddie Hazel, the dude that did Maggot Brain?
Maggot Brain. You got me. You stumped me on Maggot Brain. I was like, Maggot Brain? Is that something from the early 2012s? You know, like when you were 5 years old? You know,
I thought they were proteges of Cannibal Corpse.
Yeah, that's actually pretty good. But no, I don't think I think it was just the name of the album and the name of that instrumental. Yeah. That would have been great. I was in a Cannibal Corpse cover band, actually. No, I wasn't. I'm just lying. And I thought I'd come up with a punchline, and I couldn't think of one. So
that was a good one.
But I would like to thank you for bringing up Bootsy Collins. I think you're talking about Funkadelic.
Yeah, Dennis, we bow. Yes.
Bootsy Collins. Oh, my God.
I actually have to head to bed because I wake up at 6 a.m. because I show up to work at 8. So y'all be safe now. Thank you for having me on, really, Ed.
Good to see you again.
Good to see you.
Gabriel Ryan from Ohio, from Columbus, Ohio.
He always delivers.
Not Columbus. Where is he from? From Cleveland or Columbus? I don't remember.
Your girlfriend.
Columbus. No, he's from Columbus. Yeah, that's right, because you're not allowed to say Columbus anymore because he's worse than Hitler. So we renamed Columbus, Ohio, Hitlerville because he's
called indigenous.
What was that?
Smoking
and pancakes.
Yeah, I saw this today. I saw this today. This is the best thing I've ever seen. Shamokin Pottsville. That's an act. Somebody said to me, "There's a place near you that's called Shamokin." I went, "That's the funniest thing I've ever heard." And I looked it up on Google Maps, and Shamokin is just north of Pottsville.
That rivals my anus.
Yes, my anus. You can't make this stuff up. You know, it's near Allen. This is Allentown. You know, so it's in Pennsylvania.
Oh man,
Shamokin, Pottsville.
I've been there. My mother's family comes from that area. There is Gilberton, Brackville, Pottsville, you name it. They've got the best names out there.
Right, the best names.
And there's Ashland, which basically is built on the side of a mountain. The streets are like this.
The whole place, Pennsylvania, is the wildest place. You go to Pennsylvania, it's because the Blue Ridge Mountains, you know, when you see like it progressively gets bluer and bluer in the haze, that comes up through Virginia and makes a right it makes an east in Pennsylvania. So we've got like ridge after ridge after ridge after tunnels and roads. It's a crazy state nobody knows anything about. Nobody cares.
Now you know.
Where all the Amish are from. Amish,
No,
sorry.
but Shamokin, Pottsville. That's just, I don't even shamoke pot, but you know, Shamokin,
Colorado,
Pottsville.
there's all great places in Pennsylvania.
Oh my God. Yeah, so good. So I want to start. We got a lot of videos to start getting. How you guys doing, by the way?
Doing good.
Tommy and Joey and Dennis.
Hey, Mikey Beans, it was great to meet you on Saturday night. Randy Stone, it was awesome.
No shit, dude. It's good to meet everyone. Yeah.
Talking guys, it was great. Man. You guys kicked ass. It was so much fun to be there, man. It was great. So I just want to say that. Awesome.
Okay, so tell me, I'm gonna play some of your street stuff. What am I gonna play? The one with the word train in it. Maybe I'll play that one.
No, that's the worst.
No, which one should I play?
Play Sweet Child or anything
Joker,
else.
Sweet Child. Don't play Train.
Joker, Sweet
We
Child.
were counting on Posey to be there. He didn't show up.
Smells like Teen Spirit. How about that one?
Smells like Teen Spirit's good too. Yeah, I guess, you know, whatever. And that's all good.
I got Long Train Running. I got Smells Like Teen Spirit, and I've got
the Joker.
Is that all I got?
Should have the Joker and then Moon Dance.
Nirvana.
Oh yeah, Moon Dance. I'm gonna play the Nirvana. Here we go. You're good for time, Steve, right?
Me, I'm good. Yeah.
All right, good. I'm gonna play. You're gonna play some stuff for us after this little run of videos that I'm
nice,
gonna play right
Steve. What's up, man?
These guys showed up. Where are we? Moon Dance? No, I'm not playing that. I'm playing the Nirvana. Here we go. Nirvana.
Load up our guns and bring your friends from the woods and to pretend things are good and self-assured. No, I said a burning word. Hello, 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 hello. I do best before the gift. I feel so blessed. A little you has always been and will again until the end. Hello, 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 hello. Just what I taste, oh yeah, I guess it makes me smile. I find it hard, so hard to find, oh well, I know I'll never find. Hello, 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 here we are now, in a state house, I can feel bad, I can feel bad. Here we are now, in a state house, in a bottle, from a mosquito, yeah. Hey. Yeah.
Tear it up.
Yeah, rock and roll.
Tear it up. That was good.
First time in a year playing out, man. I was a nervous wreck. I couldn't believe it. I forgot what it felt like to be in front of people like that.
It was weird, right? Everything's weird now.
I was like, Jesus Christ, man, this is nuts.
Everything is weird now. Like trying to even standing with a human and being like, oh, hi, how do we say I gotta go
forget
now?
that. It's like, how are we gonna end the song?
Right. There's no click track. What do you do?
Yeah, we're the kings of the
doing off each
train
other,
tracks.
man. It's just insane. You know, it's crazy. So much fun.
It is very different. It is very, very different.
Yeah, but that was a fun one to play out there.
I don't even know if you can still shake hands anymore. I mean, I still possibly do that, and people back away.
We're not used to it anymore. We don't know what the. I don't know. You know.
Don't
I don't know, man. I was giving lots of bro hugs. I was doing high fives. I didn't care.
At some point, we're going to have to be normal.
I couldn't take just being like.
Yeah, it's got to come back.
Living in a petri dish anymore. It's been a year. I'm done.
Right.
I'm done. I can't.
And I hope all this sticks, and I hope it all works, and I hope they get the boosters to us in the right amount. Whatever, you know, whatever's got to happen. I hope it works.
Definitely.
So, all right, I got one more. I'm going to play your video, Tommy.
Oh yeah.
So, yeah, I'm going to play 4 Tommies. This is what
4 Tommies. Okay.
Yeah. So, like, I used to say, like, if I only had an army of me, I'm like Colonel Kurtz in Apocalypse Now. If I only had one division of men, you know what I mean? If I just had 4 of me, what can I do? And this
I tried to tell Kate that. I was like, honey, you know it's better than 1 Tommy, 4 Tommies, and just rolling her eyes. I just like I can't believe it.
No, I'm sure she told you that.
Oh my God! Yeah, exactly. All right,
he's always rolling her eyes, man. I was like
4 Tommies. Here we go.
Some days are diamonds, some days are rocks, some
roads are blocked, sundowns are golden, then fade away. If I ever do nothing, I'm coming back someday, 'cause you got a heart so big. If you crush this town, I can't hold out forever. Even walls fall down. All around your island, there's a barricade that keeps in the danger, holds on to pain. Sometimes you're happy, sometimes you cry. Part of me is ocean, part of me is sky. 'Cause you've got a heart so big, you can crush this town. I can't hold out forever, even walls fall down. Some things go on. Part of me you carry, part of me is gone. 'Cause you've got a heart so big, you can crush this town. I can't hold out forever, even walls fall down. You got a heart so big, you can crush this town. I can't hold out forever, even walls fall down.
Love it.
Little kangaroos and little deer.
I didn't see anything. What are you guys seeing over there?
That was really pretty. That was sung. That was great, man.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, I had a lot of
I'm
fun.
watching that thinking, like, you see some of those things. Can you spot the 10 differences in these pictures? When they're next to each other.
Yeah.
Right.
Yes,
See.
we've all seen that stuff, man.
Yeah, it was really cool, and there was something about the audio, how that came out. It was like I hit play, right, and then I always do this thing where I sort of quality control a little bit, but we did that just before the show, and I didn't have time to listen to it. It was the first time I heard it, and my headphones were on, and I thought it was live in the room somehow. I thought,
oh wow,
I didn't know what happened. Like I was like, wait, my headphones stopped working. I swear, it was the weirdest thing. Like, I thought my headphones stopped working and it was somehow coming out of a speaker over here. And then I took my headphones off and I'm like, am I losing my mind? And then I realized it was just the way the sound, because four of you with 4 mics and the way it happened just sounded very organic. It sounded great.
That's cool. Thanks, man. Yeah. How did you get the file? Did you have to rip it off of YouTube, or
I ended up ripping it off YouTube. Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay.
For some reason, we had some weird problem with getting it to work, but it worked. So
cool. That'll work. Thanks for playing.
It sounded great. You know what I'm going to do? I actually went to this show. I'm going to skip around a little bit. I went to see. Oh no, I haven't loaded it. My God, I got to do that. I was going to say I went to see Rocksteady Collective at Captain's Cove the other night. Mike sent me the video, but I didn't load it. I'm gonna load it. I got sidetracked doing Tommy's thing, obviously.
It's Steve doing something.
But
Yeah.
I'll be able to load that now. And
the Collective, the Collective's playing at Joey C's Boathouse. Is that the 19th?
That's coming up. Yeah,
that's coming up,
June,
right?
June 27th.
June 27th. Okay,
Yeah.
cool. Yeah.
It's about 3
What
weeks.
time do you guys start at?
1 p.m. and we're just playing from 1 to 5.
That's a good time slot.
Sunday afternoon, yeah.
Oh, it's gonna be packed to the rafters. If it's a nice day, forget about it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I think if it was a nice night out at Captain's Cove, it would have been the same scenario. But even still cold, man. A lot of people.
It was cold. It was definitely one of those nights.
It was
that
not a
was
great
like-
night.
I played with Soul Daddy last Friday night, and Thursday night I played with the girls outside with Randy, and it was beautiful. It was 71 degrees and gorgeous, and the crowd and everything. The next night I played with Soul Daddy in that rainstorm and that windstorm, and it was 50 degrees, not 51. It was 50, and our hands were like. But yeah, that was really bad. And to boot, the organizer of the event was like noise sensitive or something. So 40 times they told us to turn down. Like it was like every 10 seconds they told us to turn down.
Buzzkill.
And you'll see that. I'm going to play a song from that now. I'm going to do the first song we did in the night. We were not cold yet. It was like, it was chilly, but we were not cold yet.
Hands still working. Okay.
And watch them tell us to turn down 10 times during the song.
We'll get counted. Let's see.
Seems like I could have a change to see. Every night I'm having strangers every by the way could have been. Let me roll my arms so easy. I got to leave before I stop to sleep. Someone like the door and
Woo!
There it is.
That's good.
That sounded great.
They
That
do a
really
great
did.
job on that one.
So, but was that
You know,
was that the rain?
Oh yeah.
Oh my god!
It sounded like a giant crowd of people.
It did. It sounded like
It was also a giant crowd. There were like 250 people there.
No, but just
yeah, the rain. What you heard was the rain and the tarps. And okay, so they built this amazing tent in a parking lot, and we set up all the gear. And then it started to pour. We're like, oh, we're so smart. We got here before the rain started. And then the rivers started to flow through the tent.
And you found out where downhill was.
And there they come towards the stage. And we're like, oh my God. We're like lifting the power strips up to get them away. And we finally found a little stage that they had. And we put that up. And we're like, oh, what a load in that one. It was cold.
Dang.
Live music is, live music. Sometimes it goes well, sometimes who knows,
It's good though. That's what makes it so nice. It's unpredictable. It's
Yeah.
awesome. Sometimes your biggest mistakes become your biggest conquests, and vice versa. You never know.
That's really true.
But, I mean, even over the internet, I could tell that was not loud.
No. And that was the first song. Right. So they told us to turn down literally 40 times after that.
But that wasn't loud. I mean, we all know that
it was there was nothing loud about it. But, a tent in their defense, they were mentally insane. No, but in their defense, for insanity, the tent reverberates. One of these big tents. It all sounds louder than it is.
You say
but
so, right?
We were at a point where David Jane was so quiet playing on the bass that I was like, is he on?
Yeah.
Like, it was literally, I was like, I hear his strings. Like, I hear the sound coming out of the electric bass.
He's from the guitar.
He's a great player. He's a very lyrical player. He's really good.
Yeah,
when they keep telling you to turn down, though, it kills the energy and it kills the vibe. Because you can't really.
Yeah.
That's true.
It's a buzzkill.
I don't know.
I was so up on playing. Like, the idea of having 2 gigs on 2 nights was like, oh my God, it's back! Like it's happening.
Yeah,
same here.
And then I got to go see Mikey here play with Rock City Collective with Eric Rabaska and Karen Johnstone, and terrific, really great.
You guys played for 4 hours. It was sick. I was like, they're still going. It's 12:30, 12:45. They're still going strong. I was like, Jesus Christ, man.
Yeah, and there was a diehard crowd there. People were there. Nice to see everybody, but it was like, you would have had 500 people there.
I know.
If it weren't 50 degrees.
You know what?
Mike and I talked.
It's the most cherry gig in town. I got to tell you.
Yeah. That's right.
It's packed to the rafters.
It's
Mike
the
and I were
crab
talking about
shell. It's the crab shell of Bridgeport.
Wow. If that had been the Black Duck, that crowd it would have been packed, right? That crowd. But in the cavernous, hall that we were in, it was like, oh. Like there should be a lot more people here, but if you put them into a normal bar, it would have been packed.
Yeah, we had like 30 people plus, maybe.
Let me ask you this though: just the fact that everybody in the crowd, for the most part, was musicians. Did you kind of get like a little nervous at all going, or is it like no, just the same thing?
I always get nervous.
Just as a normal people.
I always get nervous.
No, it's funny.
I do.
I didn't. Once I start getting into it and music, I'm not even really thinking too much about the audience at all.
Right.
Yeah, once you get
I'm
going.
playing the music, and
Yeah.
feels good.
But Tommy, you make a good point. Playing to civilians is a lot less stressful than playing to a crowd of musicians.
Yeah,
Right.
I don't get
Right.
stage fright. I remember when I used to do some acting back in the day, and I used to get stage fright. My face would get red. I'm like, oh, I can't go up there, whatever. And then like now I'm like, whatever. I don't care if it's 1,000, 10,000 people. It's
For me
fine.
personally, I feel like once I'm past that first 2 or 3 songs, I'm okay.
Yeah.
But if there's a lot of musicians out in the audience, for some reason it kind of like for me jacks up the game a little bit.
Yeah, that's
they're
a
like
big.
looking at you, you
That's
know?
a big.
You know
but.
what you're doing, they do it too. You know?
So Karen Johnstone gave me a lesson in how to play reggae keyboards, right? So she's very unassuming, Karen Johnstone. She's super nice, very sweet, very unassuming. And she said, okay, she got her organ up here, she got her piano here, and she's like, okay, with you got to play the skank and the bubble. The skank is the right? That's called the skank, right?
Okay.
We all know what that is. You play it on the 2 and the 4, and okay, I got that. That's what I think reggae music is. And then she's like, well, no, because now at the same time that you're playing that, you've got to play with like a syncopated thing called the bubble with your other hand on the organ. And it's impossible. It's literally impossible to do it. And then you got to sing harmonies, and she can do it like it's nothing. Like it's nothing.
I sat behind her all night watching her do that.
Right. And so one time she gave me this lesson, and I'm like, and I practiced like crazy. I practiced, and then I had a gig. I think it was with Rocksteady Collective back in the olden days of it, or with Infinity Edge. And Karen came to the gig, and she's standing in the back of the room, and she's like looking. And I'm like, I know I'm fucking it up. I know I can't do it. I know I can't do it. And she's like, I didn't know. I would never judge it. I'm like, you're judging? Oh my God. And I was mortified for the whole show because she was watching.
Yeah, when it's civilians, we all live by the it's the audience. They don't know. When it's musicians, all you know is, they heard that. They know.
I heard that.
Oh, only other bass players make me nervous. Guitarists are the heck with them.
You're right, Dennis. You're right.
I mean, I gotta say though, like when you were playing with us, all the gigs you played with us, that you sounded great, and you did it in your own. You sort of interpreted it your own way.
Thank you, but I'm a fraud. Okay, I am not actually a reggae. Randy knows. Randy is an amazing bass player. But he's not actually a reggae bass player. He's an amazing bass player. And the show the other night was amazing. But you know you're out of your element. You know that it's not
I told the band I'm the Sarah Palin of reggae bassists.
But you can see Jamaica from here.
From your house,
No, seriously, like you sounded amazing. And I'm sure I sounded fine. But I didn't sound like what Karen Johnstone does. You know, she does this thing that I can't do, you know?
When you were listening to the show, like when you're hearing my drum beat, were you thinking, did it sound to you like this is not rock and roll drums, this is reggae?
No, you do it, but you've been doing reggae for decades. I mean, you got reggae, you got it. You've decoded reggae.
He does. He's like a rock. I was so glad to have Mike there.
I have not decoded reggae, and Randy, he thinks he has it, but you probably have. I'm
honest enough to know that I'm faking it. Yeah,
you're really close, man. I gotta say, you're really close.
You just always hit the one unless you don't.
You played really well. I was so happy that you were there playing the bass, man.
Yeah, and if those dumb Jamaicans knew how to actually play the bass, they play it like you play it.
Yeah, right. Yeah,
but they just mess it because they don't know any better. That's why.
What's with the one drop? Why not?
Yeah,
it's a disaster. All right, I got a clip. I think I finally loaded it. Let's see if this works. Check it out.
You hear Jimmy in there.
Great song, Dan.
There it is.
Very good.
Yeah.
That was so fun. And we have to give a nod to Winston and Carl on the far end. Those guys, they filled that thing out. I mean, Karen and Eric are amazing. Just watching those two. But then all of a sudden, this whole tonal thing flows in. It was just really good.
Yeah, Carl's guitar solo was beautiful. I love that.
It was. Yeah.
And then
that was the last. I forgot that was the last. And that was the last song. So we were.
Yeah, that was the last song of the night.
Yeah.
Randy, I thought you'd get a kick out of this. I don't know if you could see it on there. It's coming up on this thing.
It's Dave.
Wow, what is that?
What's that?
This is a Blake
Steinberger.
guitar.
Oh yeah, Steinberger.
Whoa, so cool.
Steinberger.
Was that early '80s?
Is it a real Steinberger?
Oh, it's not a Steinberger. It's an imitation. I think it's made in Korea. It's got a plastic.
Don't listen to Joe.
I think the
It's a
Steinberger
hamburger.
sold back then for $2,000. I got this one for about $400.
How is it? How does it play?
You know, it's not bad. It's really not. I'm not a bass player, but it's really not too bad. The pickups are and the tuning mechanisms are EMGs and a Steinberger bridge, a Steinberger system. It's the rest of it that's not. But this thing has withstood sitting in my basement with very little tweaking, and when you play it, it actually sounds good. But I thought in the hands of a bass player, I would actually like to.
That's really cool. Is it heavy or light?
It's not that heavy. I mean, it's probably slightly less heavy than a Steinberger, but you know, I just got a kick out of this thing. I forgot.
It looks cool.
I like the way it has no headstock, which means you don't ever have to tune it.
Yeah, that's it.
Nothing I can do about it.
It's tuned at the factory.
When I learned to play saxophone, I didn't know that you had to tune them, and I'm like, why can't I hit the notes on this thing? I suck, you know.
What the hell?
But the reason I asked about the weight is one of the reasons they originally started doing that is to make the instrument lighter. But if you make the instrument too light, then you get neck dive because of the headstock.
Yes.
I did a bass gig once about 4 years ago, and I bought a fretless this thing and a regular Squire thing. And the only reason I did it was to mask my complete inability on the bass, so that I could switch basses, so people actually thought I knew what I was doing. Like, oh, this song particularly needs this song. You know, I have no fucking idea. But
it looked good. It's showbiz.
Yeah, this
doesn't
matter.
matter.
Switch basses. The woman at the bar is looking at me. I'll pretend I need a better sound on this bed. Just pick it up and make the.
That looks cool. I like it.
Cool. Hey, Dave Gunnup, how you doing, man?
Dave.
How you doing, pal?
Hey.
What's up, Dave?
What's up?
I was in bed.
Yeah, get out of bed. I got him out of bed. I said, come and do at least do one song.
I was in bed.
Come on and do one song for us. Come on.
Well,
how you been,
Steve?
I've been okay. How you guys doing?
I'm sorry.
It's always nice to see,
I need to apologize for the entire Northern Hemisphere because it's been so cold for you in the last week.
Oh, the place sucks.
Oh my God! Why do you even come back from St. Croix? I don't even know why.
I have 2 grandchildren.
Oh, there it is.
Okay, that's it.
And they grow up in this hell that we call Connecticut. You know.
Yeah, you know they don't get it yet, but my wife does. So, I bargained for my 4 months, and we brought them down this year. So, I'm gonna win. But I'm going to win in a hard battle. You know?
Yeah. We always think we win.
We always think we win. Yeah. Let us know how that works.
You just said that. Was that Randy?
Yeah.
Yeah. We always think we win. We never win.
No, we find out later on. Like, I thought I won, but I didn't win. I actually got fucked.
And you know what? If you have a girlfriend or a wife, you know that. If you have cats, you also never win.
You're a cat guy.
I also never win.
No, you don't.
You and I have never really, sat down and spoken.
Yeah.
I mean, for real. I like you to death, Ed. I swear to God.
But you only know me on a screen.
All this that you do.
I'm better on TV.
But if you and I ever sat down and talked for real,
we'd run away together. I know.
No, I don't think so. I think I would have so many questions for you that it might be
uncomfortable.
Yes, exactly. That's the word I was looking for. Yes. That's the word I was looking for.
Back to when you were 5 years old.
Exactly. Why are you like that, Ed Train? Yeah, I know.
I have
Story
a friend
of
of
my life.
mine
Do you still wear your leader
who's
hose?
listening and laughing.
Want to go
Oh no,
camping?
it's you. I got to turn this off. Hold on.
Unbelievable.
So my point being is, and you guys all know that I'm. Well, no, you don't actually. I have been through some stuff recently that was lost, and everybody goes through it. Everybody does. And last
That's
week
true,
or
yeah.
2 weeks ago, I sang a song about a friend of mine. That's out of tune. This is an old 68 Martin. Just hold on. It's fine. And I'm only going to sing a song, and then I'm going to go to bed. Johnny's a slave driver over there. I got home. I got every Thursday night is a session. So, but this is a song that if you don't quit, whatever it is for you, I don't care if it's science, English, or music. If you don't quit, God knows they cannot beat you. Raise your glass. Hear the different stories. Thousand ways to tell the same old lie. I can't make it. I won't try. I'm afraid of falling. It's useless to believe that. Why should you? Or why should I? And whether I'm right or whether I'm wrong about this feeling, I'm a man who's come here to claim it all. And if you ever really start wondering if all this could happen, all this could happen. Yeah. Listen. Here we are. Take it with no chances. Stay in one place too long and you might not move at all. Here we are. And if you back off from your dances, you're telling yourself you're best against the wall. Whether I'm right or whether I'm wrong about this feeling, I'm a man who's come here to claim it all. And if you ever really start wondering, all this could happen. All this could happen. And I can still remember my first steps along the way are still hear those people as I'm leaving, calling. Don't take that chance, boy. You're gonna throw your life away. You better look out. Without the chances taken, your time goes on and on. Your time just goes on and on. Yeah. Whether I'm right, whether I'm wrong about this feeling, I'm a man who's come to claim it all. If you ever really start wondering if all this could happen, listen, all this could happen.
Nice, David.
Dave Gunham, fantastic.
Hey, gentlemen.
Very nice.
That's from the heart. That was very nice.
All right, Dave Gunham, I wish you sweet dreams. Thank you for coming on JMTV. Good to see you.
No problem, pal. Guys, Randy, especially, thank you.
Oh, great job, man. As always.
Mickey, Dennis, thank you. I will exit the stage because you obviously have something else to go.
Oh, we always have something else. Good to see you. I'll see you soon.
Yeah, I hope so. Good night.
All right, we'll be right back.
Hey, David.
Oh my God, somebody's got their radio on. Hey. So Steve Venable, how you doing, man?
I'm good, brother. What's going on, man?
You're the most patient man in online jam TV business.
Hey, psychotropic meds will do that for you, man. I'm telling you.
There you go.
Nice.
So how has returning normal been for you?
It's been okay. I mean, I in my position, I never really left it a lot because I'm still doing music therapy over at the assisted living place. So I get to play like 3 or 4 times a week. You know, I don't get to play out as much, but coming back to it was a little weird because just I usually have pretty decent timing, but having played there and engaging in conversations and talking, you know, just playing a little and looking and talking, when you actually play with other people, and you can't just do whatever timing you feel like, you know, doing a song, and people look at you and say, would you like to finish the song now? Would that be okay? You know, so that's taken a bit of an adjustment. But other than that, it's been fine, man. I did a couple of gigs last week with Donna Travis and a few other people, and I got a few this week. So I'm enjoying it.
I saw some video of you with Donna online, and it was great. You sounded great.
Thanks, but yeah, it was a lot of fun.
And I'm such a Donna fan. I mean, I've been playing with Donna often. We've never been in a band together, but we've subbed. You know, she's just one of the best singers in our area.
Yeah, she's great. She's a pro. She doesn't complain. She gets in, does what
Bingo.
she's got to do. You know, that's very cool. Yeah,
I played with her. I played with her last night, as a matter of fact.
Oh, where?
That Joey C's Boathouse.
Oh, yeah, the Joey's thing. Okay,
Yeah.
She runs that, I think, right?
No, I don't. I think no. I think she was a guest. It's Glenn Masso and Chris Powers
Oh,
and
that's
those
right.
guys.
Yeah, you're right.
But she came in late. I was leaving. They brought me back, and it's up on YouTube. If you look at my page, I did 2 songs with her, and she's phenomenal. She sings great.
I got to make it to one of those. I like that too.
You should. You would. Yeah, you would. You would fit in just fine.
Ah, cool, bro. That one I got to make.
So, what are you going to do for us?
Yeah, do something.
Finally, finally.
Can you hear that?
Yeah.
All right, good. Let's see if that works. Oh, Sonny. Yesterday my life was filled with rain. Oh, Sonny. You smiled at me, you gently eased the pain. You know the dark days are gone, the bright days are here. My Sonny one sign so sincere, Sonny one so true. I love you, Sonny. Thank you for the sunshine bouquet. Now, Sonny, thank you for the love that you've shown my way. You gave to me your all and all. Now you know I'm feeling 10 feet tall. Sonny one so true. I love you. Well, my life was torn like the windblown sand. Then you know it came and held my hand. Sonny one so true. I love you. I love you. You are the sunshine, baby, whenever you smile. But I call you stormy today. 'Cause now things are dreary, baby, and it's windy and cold. And my world is cloudy and gray. You've gone away. Oh, stormy. Oh, stormy. Bring back that sunny day. 'Cause yesterday's rain was like a warm summer shower. But like the weather, you change. All of a sudden, that old rain is coming down. Now I stand alone in that rain, just calling your name. Oh, stormy. Oh, stormy. Bring back that sunny day. Oh, stormy. Oh, stormy. Bring back that sunny day. Bring back that sunny day.
fucking great.
Was great.
It really was. Great.
So wait, were you playing piano and bass at the same time?
No, yeah, the little left-hand bass on this little old Yamaha keyboard.
Ah, okay.
You can't see from here, but
Steve, man, that sounded so good. It sounds so funky and good, man. Great.
Yeah.
Very funky. Yeah, it sounded really great. Do another one. Do one more.
Another one.
Come on.
Boy. All right.
Come on.
All right, another segue. Sorry. Let's see. Now bless my soul, what's wrong with me? I'm itching like a leaf on a fuzzy tree. My friends say I'm acting wild as a pup. I'm in love. I'm all shook up. Oh, hey. Well, my hands are shaking and my knees are weak. I can't seem to stand on my own 2 feet. Tell me, who do you call when you have such luck? I'm in love. I'm all shook up. Oh, hey. Now, please don't ask me what's on my mind. I'm a little mixed up, but I feel fine. There's only one cure for this heart of mine. To have that woman that I love so fine. She touched me, baby. What a thrill I've got. Her lips are like a volcano that's hot. I'm proud to say she's my buttercup. I'm in love. I'm all shook up. Oh, hey, hey. Well, I buy you diamond ring, my friend, if it makes you feel alright. I'll give you anything, my friend, if it makes you feel alright. 'Cause I don't care too much for money, money can't buy me love. I'll give you anything you want if you say you love me, do. You know, I may not have a lot to give, what I got, I'll give to you. 'Cause I don't care too much for money, money can't buy me love. Can't buy me love, no. Yeah, everybody tells me so. Can't buy me love, no. No, 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 no. Say you don't need no diamond rings, and I'll be satisfied. Now tell me that you want the kind of things that money just can't buy. 'Cause I don't care too much for money, money can't buy me love.
Once again.
Yeah.
I found out halfway through the middle of that the sustain pedal crapped out, so I was kind of without that, but maybe it didn't need it. I don't know.
No,
That was great. So do you find, let me ask you this question, because a lot of the performances tonight seemed somehow, maybe it's just me, but seemed like brighter or like more optimistic, not like, hey, how you doing on Jam TV again? You know, it's like, it was like everybody's like re-energized a little bit. Do you feel that way at all, Steve?
I do. I
Yeah.
feel more comfortable with it, I guess. I don't know. Just stop trying to like get the lighting right, as you can say. I see. Just flip it on, play. That's usually what
But you know, I feel like because COVID is kind of a little over, that people
Winding
are,
down.
they're like,
Yeah.
I'm here, but not because I have no other options, but because like, let's go check it out. And I feel a difference tonight. You know, I feel like people are emerging from their shells a little bit. It's great.
That's all. That's it.
Me included.
Totally true.
It's a good deal, brother.
Very cool. Nice to hear you play, Steve. Always great to have you on the show.
And your voice is really so.
Yeah, it sounds great.
You're right on, man.
Yeah, really good. So, John Ledbetter, I see you like late nighting it in here. Are you? Did I mute you? Hold on. I'm gonna unmute you. There you go. How you doing, John?
I am unmuted. How are you, gentlemen? And Ed.
Oh no, your audio is really choppy. Say something again.
My audio is choppy?
Really bad. Yeah, like
you have a frog in your throat.
You need to fix that before you play.
All right.
You sound like the demons from hell.
Yeah, you
I'm
know
now
what you
not
need to do?
going through my Bluetooth device.
Oh,
that's better.
That was
Better?
Oh, yeah,
Texas.
There you go. How you guys doing?
Doing good. Doing good. Play a song for us.
All right. How about all right, we'll do a little maybe a little Zeppelin. Shook me, baby. You shook me all night long. You know you shook me, baby. You shook me all night long. You shook me so hard, baby. Baby, please come home. I got a bird that whistles. I got a bird that sings. I got a bird that whistles. I got a bird that sings. I got a bird, won't do nothing but buy a diamond ring. You know you shook me, baby. You shook me all night long. You know you shook me, baby. You shook me all night long. You shook me so hard, baby. Baby, please come home. There we go.
That was great.
Nice.
It's very tough doing anything acoustic with Zeppelin, but you have to, you know. That's all I got.
Very cool.
You guys sounded pretty good tonight.
Yeah, it's been a good show. We had a lot of fun so far.
Cool.
Well, I got to bail, so get you all later.
Good to see you, Dennis.
See you, Dennis.
I'm joining them, boys. Sorry, I got to. I'm being summoned.
All right, Steve Available. Good to see you, man.
Bye, Steve.
Cool. So, John, do one more. Come on.
Sure.
Because that was great. I like how you did that.
Yeah. All right.
I also like how the Brits claim they invented the blues, but that's another story.
Yeah.
Anytime you can put the blues together with rock, it's one of my fans. How about I wanna live, I wanna give. I've been a miner for a heart of gold. It's these expressions I never give. Keep me searching for a heart of gold. And I'm getting old. Oh, wait a second. Hold on. I got it wrong. I got it wrong. I've been to Hollywood. I've been to Redwood. I searched the ocean for a heart of gold. I've been in my mind. It's such a fine line. Keep me searching for a heart of gold. And I'm getting old. Searching for a heart of gold, and I'm getting old. Keep me searching for a heart of gold. Keep me searching, and I'm growing old. darkness searching for a heart of gold. Been a miner for a heart of gold. And I'm getting old. If I can remember the choruses, the verses rather.
I love that. You know what? I gotta tell you something. I love it when people fuck up. I love it because
I'm your favorite
human.
bass
We're
I've been
human.
happy for a lot of years.
Yeah.
Oh my God, we're human, and like I can watch somebody that practiced it 10,000 times, and they're like, "Oh, watch this, I'm amazing," you know. But I love it when we're like, like Ray Simonelli tonight. It's like I don't remember the first line of the song, like, and he stopped. I love that because it's live, and it's like,
Real.
you know. We hope we don't do that at a gig. If we do, we like make a joke out of it. But you know, how many times you say to the drummer, okay, count it off, and they go 1, 2, 3, 4, and then everybody in the band goes, I don't even know what we're doing, you know? I love that.
Been there.
I wasn't ready for song number 2, and I just jumped into one. And I have a little bit of sheet music behind it, but it's wrong. So it fucked me up.
Right. And now you'll forget to change it, and you'll do the same thing next time, you know?
If I were to do it from memory, I probably would have been fine. But I always try and lean on the lyrics.
Think about that song. The first time I heard that song was AM radio. And that kind of was like, wow, who is this guy, Neil Young? I mean, he didn't have a cool name like Gordon Lightfoot had or anybody else. But that's one of the first songs that I heard on AM radio that I said, wow, I love music. I to listen to more of the
That's
stuff.
a good point. I'm with you, Joe. Yeah.
Yeah, music's pretty cool that way.
WICC.
WICC, yeah, man.
Walter Van, instant request. You had to call something in. Chevy Van was on there by whoever wrote Chevy Van.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
And nobody does that anymore. Nobody's got like a radio. I mean, JMTV is like the closest thing that you come to a radio show where there's stuff that happens or whatever. Now it's like, oh, I'll check you out on Spotify based on your business card. It's just it's sterile somehow. You know,
I don't know if I've mentioned this, but literally on Friday nights and Saturday nights on 77 WABC, ding, Cousin Brucey is on. Cousin live, like old days. He's doing a radio show.
Yep.
And I gotta say, I was never my favorite guy, but he sounds the same. And he's spinning these old tunes, and they're doing the old jingles, and it goes from like, I don't know, 7 at night to 10 at night. But when I'm, now sitting outside nursing yet another glass of wine, I put it on. It takes me back. It's actually pretty fun.
Is he dead or alive?
Oh, he's definitely alive.
How can he be alive? How can he possibly be alive?
Not only is he alive, his voice is fine. He sounds exactly the same. And he's cousin. The first thing we're going to do now, we're going to go to Cousin Ed, calling from New Jersey. Cousin Ed, he does the whole fucking shit.
That's really funny.
He was hermetically sealed for 20 years.
Right. All these old radio voices are gone. It used to be you got a feeling from their voice, like, oh, that's nice, Pretty well. All right, so check this out. Yeah, I gotta stop you for 1 second and show you. All right, so you guys are just hanging out on the show. I gotta do all this stuff to make it happen behind the scenes. If I'm like, oh, well, I'm gonna show John, and he'll go full screen, right? When John went full screen, this is what I had to go and do. Okay, so I feed cats outside. I feed stray cats out, right? Yeah. Except one of my customers showed up and was pissed off because I'm out of cat food, and I had to go out and put cat food in the thing, and here's him getting pissed off.
It's like, what the fuck?
I would not want him upset.
I do not want to upset him. That's the guy I don't want to be like, oh, yeah, well, I'm going to go spray something now,
Yeah. And maybe this will be a reminder to pick up cat food next time.
Exactly. No, so I went outside, and I'm like, hey, I'm coming out. I'm putting the food in the bowl. I was like waiting for him to come out from behind the motorcycle and be like, Oh, my God.
Have you ever been sprayed by him?
No, but I think he he leaked a little bit yesterday. Like I was like,
oops,
he's around. Like he like, oops, sorry, you know, like.
Or it was your pothead neighbors.
Exactly. No, it was not my pothead neighbor. That's another story. But all right, hang on. So I'm going to play. Finally, I'm going to play your video, Mike. This is Chicago tune. Say something about it.
Oh, cool. Chicago 25624.
Oh, what a great song!
We got a whole bunch of horn players. We got it was a fun one. It was sort of like a collaboration between I did a lot of the sound engineering and Frank Tosto did the video production, and we kind of threw this together in about 2.5 weeks.
All right. So with no further ado, Chicago 867-5309. Here it is.
What
There it is.
That was great.
Yeah.
Yeah, shit.
That was awesome. The lead guitarist was great.
Yeah, no kidding, huh?
Yeah, that guy.
Well, of course, the drums were great as always.
Thank you. Yeah, Caesar's the man. You know, that lead guitar.
Yeah,
yeah,
really
he's
great. That was
crazy.
kind of a defining thing for Caesar because, you know, I mean, I've been such a fan since that whole thing came out where you guys did Black Magic Woman and we did Sweet Child at the same time. And like, holy shit, who is this guy? And but everybody in the video was so fantastic.
Absolutely.
Of just a group of people that were, you know,
8-piece band. It's pretty impressive.
Fantastic. It was really, really great. Really enjoyed it. Awesome.
Thanks, man. Thanks. Yeah. I couldn't believe Frank pulled off the vocals on that because that's like a really hard song.
He's getting way up there in the octaves.
Yeah.
You know what he did? One of the ones that he did with Mike. I think it was with you, Mike. The Maybe I'm Amazed.
Yeah.
That it was like that song was written for him. It was right in his own. And I'm usually a big ball buster of Frank's, and he's a big ball buster of mine. So we just go back and forth. I was like, when I saw him the other night, it's like, dude, you hit that. He sang that really well. And same thing on this one.
Yeah, everybody was great in that, and Pete Rodham was great in that too. Great guitar work.
Oh yeah.
This whole thing is great.
Pete was going to do the guitar part on this, the one that Caesar was doing, but it turned out he was going to have cataract surgery.
25 to 64.
Yeah, he was going to do the guitar, but then he couldn't like see the sheet music, and he, you know, just it was just not, the timing was not right at all.
That would have been great too. Pete's a great player.
Yeah,
He is.
Anyway, yeah, thanks. Yeah, it was fun. That was cool.
Very cool. Very cool. Speaking of great singers, I got one more from Dave Brow's last Street Corner with Billy Foster. Here it is.
All right.
Well, it's a marvelous night for the moon dance with the stars of the rolling night. A fantabulous night of romance beneath the color of October skies. Where all the leaves on the trees are falling till the sound of the breezes are blowing. Oh, I'm trying to place the calling of your heartstrings in place open new. And all that just right. There ain't been my arms will run. Oh, my heart will be waiting. Yeah. There and then I will make you my true love. There and then I will make you my own. And every time that I touch you, you just tremble inside. And I know how much dear you would. Every time I
Nice.
He is the man. He is the man.
That's Billy and the Shoemen. I didn't know who was actually in that band.
Well, okay, so there's Billy and the Showman, and then there's Billy and the Shoeman, right?
It's confusing.
When I went,
they played at the Horseshoe.
Right.
thing,
So exactly. So Billy and the Shoeman is Billy Foster with the guys he played with at the Shoe, which is the Horseshoe. That's where that name came from. And then Billy and the Showman is, you know, a 12-piece band with a full horn section. They've been around for 55 years or 60 years or some crazy number. And they're amazing and all that. Now, I'm going to play you something right now. This is very short. This is about 30 seconds long. So you guys know Charles? He goes by Faux Finho. Great Beatles guy. You know him if you know him. He's been on the show. But he usually comes on like sort of middle of the show or whatever. Lately, Charles has been in a strange mood. And so he's done some music videos that he just sent me this song with a picture. And I couldn't figure out how to download it. It was on some weird service. And so I took my camera and I filmed it while I played it on the speakers. So it's short and it deals with the very important subject of what do you want them to do with your body when you die? Here it is.
Hey, what do you think about the hefty cinch sack in place of a casket? Just take my body down to the dump in a hefty cinch sack in place of my casket. I don't need a fancy pine box. I just need a garbage bag that locks. Put me in a hefty cinch sack and bury me dead.
Oh yeah. Now I know who you're talking about. Yeah.
A cinch sack burial, huh?
A cinch sack. Just take my body to the dump.
To the dump.
In a hefty cinch sack.
It's like Goodfellas style.
He sent me that one. I don't think he expected me to put it on the air, but I love that one. I love that song. He did another one called McDonald's. My wife left me because I go to McDonald's and it ruined his life. That's another good one. It's sort of topical, good music,
It's feel-good music.
It's feel-good music, because, you don't want your family to have to wonder when you go. You can just have the sack and a note ready,
Yeah.
Honey, don't waste all that money on that ornate
They don't
coffin.
really want to spend the money. They're like, he doesn't know. I'll just put him in the hefty
Tuesday's garbage day,
Exactly.
Bring him out.
No, you got to take him to the dump. You don't want the garbage man to be like, "Oh my God, there's a body in here." You got to take him down to the dump and throw him in there.
Can I take a survey among everybody on this page here?
Yeah.
All right. Tomorrow I have a gig, and it's in Norwalk at Calf Pasture, 5:30 to 8:30 at Ripka's, where we always have a blast, and it's always fun.
What's the question?
Well,
Bring a hefty cinch sack. It'll save me having to get one for you.
Oh, mother of pearl. Okay, so it starts at 5, and I'm looking at the hourly weather. I just wanted to know the odds you think that this gig is going to happen. So at 5 p.m., there's a 71% chance of thunderstorms. At 6 p.m., that shrinks to a paltry 67% chance of thunderstorms. And at 7 p.m., we are at 40% chance. And by the time the gig's over, we're at 23% chance.
They can be totally wrong. They can be totally wrong. Totally wrong. So are they going to be totally wrong? I don't know.
Is it outdoors? Is it outdoors?
They said they're going to make a call at noon tomorrow. My guess is they'll say yes. And my guess is we may get a little rained on, but it'll work out fine.
Yeah.
Are you indoors or outdoors, though?
Pardon me?
Are you
Outdoor.
indoors or outdoors?
Well, it's outdoor.
Under a big tent.
Ah.
A very huge tent. We're always under a tent, rain or shine. It's right on the water.
I think it'll be
and it's a very, very fun place with good seafood, and it's.
What's the band?
It's called the B-Side Band.
Oh yeah, that's you.
Played with them forever.
It's a great band.
Yeah, they are. They got these two chick singers up front, and Warren McGuire and Joe Sullivan. It's. I'm proud to be a part of that one.
Nice. It was nice to see Warren the other day. Warren McGuire. I don't know if I met him through you or you through him. I think I met him first. I've known Warren a bunch of years, and I'm sitting there with Warren, and the room is funny. I'm like, he's like, who's that dancing, and who's that playing keyboards, and who? I'm like, you don't know Sandy Coughlin, you don't know Karen Johnson.
No, you know what? It's funny you should say this. I was talking to someone about this. I feel like I'm one of the few guys that goes to both North and South Korea. There's this Westport kind of Norwalk contingent of open mics, and then there's this Milford Stratford contingent.
Right.
And they don't intermingle much at all. They really don't.
No. A little bit at my jam, but not much.
Yeah.
And Randy, you're the linchpin, crossover, you're the connection.
Yeah,
that's right.
Bass connection. Yeah.
So I almost said to Warren, I was like, "Do you know the bass player?" And I'm like, "Wait, no, he knows the bass player." Yeah, I swear, I almost asked him, and then I'm like, "No." I actually thought before I opened my mouth.
Don't cross the streams.
I know exactly.
So Randy, I really don't think it's the weather that determines this, but
what is
the hours of your gig. You have a gig that's going 5 to 8, right?
Yep.
So that's so unusual.
I think that was
5 to 8.
I think we did some gigs there last year, and I think that's COVID timing.
Yeah, right.
I think at the time they had the same timing last year.
You hope they're having a
before vaccines, and I was taking the gigs because they were truly outdoors, and they kept the crowd away, and the band was separate. All the band members were separated. So I'm with you. I think it'll, but you know what? Even still, they shut down Calf Pasture Beach at 9 or 10 o'clock anyway. A cop car comes through with a strobe light on and tells everybody to leave.
Yeah, right. Dawn to dusk kind of thing.
But 5 is tough for a lot of people to show up on. I mean, Saturday would be fine.
Yeah.
But on a Friday, it's a little bit
tough.
Kind
of an odd one.
But you know what? These girls are from Norwalk, and if you know anything about Norwalk, man, that Norwalk Mafia. Everybody in Norwalk knows everybody else from Norwalk, and they show up.
That's right. Okay. So in that case, maybe you'll have a good showing.
If it doesn't abjectly pour with thunderbolts, I think we'll have a good gig. Look at that!
There he is.
Wow.
That is not Munster. That is Blinker. Munster's stunt
Blinker's
double.
gotten bigger.
Blinker's now giant.
Yeah, look at
Blinker
it.
is going to be a giant Maine Coon cat. He's
Wow.
He's 3.5 months old, and he's a giant.
Yeah, he's a big boy for that.
And he doesn't want to hear it. He is absolutely whatever. No, he's very independent.
I'm smelling for that skunk that's outside.
Yeah, they spend a lot of time together, the cats and the skunk. So good stuff. All right, you guys. Well, we're reaching the end of Jam TV. It was really good to see you guys.
Yeah, it's great to see everybody.
Anybody have a plug? Who's playing where? The public that you want to plug, except tomorrow at Ripka's.
Yeah, I have another plug. I'll be with the Rough Dogs downtown Westport, where they shut off the Church Lane right in front of the horse. And the weather's supposed to be good for that one.
When's that?
Saturday, 6 p.m.
Wow.
All right.
You're a busy man.
I'm playing at my friend's barbecue Saturday night.
Yeah.
Can we come?
Yeah.
It's Todd. For what it's worth, Ed, it's Todd Humphreys.
No way.
Of course, he doesn't know bringing my guitar, but if he's had enough tequila, I'll pull it out.
That's great. Shoot a video of that. We'll put it on the show.
That would be fun.
That would be really fun. And, Todd Humphreys is the guy who dressed up as a large bottle of tequila, I think it was, at the last reunion.
He has a full-body Jose Cuervo bodysuit.
Yes, that's what we're dealing with, yeah. So I want to see that. And I've got a gig tomorrow night, which not even I can afford to go there. I'm playing at the Caribbean restaurant, the name of which I should know, with Southwind Social Club, and this, famous singer, a young woman that I looked up on Spotify, and she's way too good for any of me, you know. So it's at I put it on my Facebook.
What state?
It's in Connecticut. It's in Norwalk, Connecticut, for crying out loud.
Oh, it's in Norwalk. Yeah.
And the food looks great at this place. This is like a Caribbean place. It's up on Route 123 going to New Canaan. You know, and it's a Caribbean joint. I don't know if I'm going to be able to pull a rabbit out of a hat.
That's a great plug.
And
I have to come down to this Norwalk area. It seems like there's like 1,000 music
some
stars.
Caribbean place somewhere with some famous singer, but I don't know.
That,
where
right.
it is.
It's called Tropical Island Spice. That is the name of the place. Tropical Island Spice. And the pictures of the food is like,
what's a flavor of Starburst? What do you mean?
Yeah, exactly. And then the singer, this is her, right? The singer.
Ooh.
It's Southwind Social Club.
Ooh.
And if you look her up on Spotify, her name is Tiffany Zelle, T''Zelle, T''Zelle, Tiffany. And she's on Spotify. And I was at my favorite Brazilian restaurant in Bridgeport, Connecticut after teaching in school for the first time ever. And I decided to go there and have my Brazilian steak, whatever they have there. And I'm sitting there, and these three guys walk in, and they're like covered in dust and whatever. They're working like carpenters working on a thing. You know, it's a Brazilian neighborhood, like a lot of painters and carpenters and whatever. And they're like a mess. And the guy turns around, and it's George from Southwood Social Club, who you'd all recognize, who come to my jam all the time with Dulani and those guys. Mm-hmm. And that's the band. And I played with them a whole bunch. And he's like, "Oh, Ed, are you free Friday?" I'm like, "Yes, I am." You know, like that worked out great.
That's
cool. I was discovered in a barbecue joint, you know.
Tiffany Zelle, huh?
T''Zelle, Tiffany.
Yeah. She's got some YouTube videos.
She's got YouTube videos, and she's got a whole thing on Spotify with albums and whatever. She's semi-pro. She's real good. So anybody wants to come down to the Taste of Tropical Island Spice. That's what it's called, Tropical Island Spice. Tomorrow night. It's tomorrow from 7 to...
Nice.
7, I don't know, 7? I don't know. I can't see. Oh, yeah, 7 to like 11. And it should be a really good show.
If I'm there in Norwalk with the canceled gig, I'm not too far away. I just
stop by. It could be kind of fun. All right, everybody. Great to see you on Champ TV. I'll ring us out with my good friend Steve Wexler, and I'll see you all soon.